Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pro Series Valorant, brought to you by AORUS and AMD. My name is Salty and with me is Crips. Again, it's a Super Sunday today, and therefore we have two matches, two best of threes lined up for you.
Yeah, both of those matches are going to be amazing. We have some top tier teams of the country competing in this tournament, and they are all playing for the massive prize pool of $9,000.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, the bigger share of the pile will be taken up by the winner, though. But talking about today's games, we have an upper bracket final as well as a lower bracket final. And taking a look at the brackets, it is going to be Force One Esports versus Global Esports right up next. That is going to be the upper bracket final. The winner of the match is going to go directly to the grand finals, and the loser of the game gets uh gets a safety net. I must say, Grips.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a safety net. They get relegated down to the lower bracket where they will be facing Samurai Esports.
Absolutely. And the winner of that lower bracket final, which again happens today itself, goes on to face the winner of the upper bracket final and the grand finals, of course, which is going to be a best of five game, an absolute extravaganza. But before that, today's games are going to give us our number three, the third spot, or rather the third placed finish from this entire tournament. And they do get a lot of money to go home with.
Yeah, yesterday we saw T69 playing their last match in the tournament and they finished fourth. They win $500. The team that loses the second match today, the one in the lower bracket, will finish in third place, taking home 1,000 US dollars. Of course, if you do win the grand finals, not the grand finals, if you win the upper bracket finals, you will guarantee yourself a spot in the grand finals. And if you win the lower bracket finals, then too, you will move on. In that way, you will secure at least 2,500 US dollars for yourself if you get into the top two. And of course, the champion will take home the bigger share of the pie at 5,000.
Yep. There's a lot of money. I guess we'll have to find out what these teams have in store so that they can really justify the cash or the prize pool that is at stake for them. But talking about the games today, Crips, I want to know from you, Force One versus Global Esports. You've been casting all these matches. And what are your thoughts about the games? Because Samurai Esports, I've seen we casted the game against Godlike Esports. You've casted Team Fangs versus Samurai. We've seen how they actually play. They do have a good run of form in the lower bracket. But about Force One, about Global, what are your thoughts about them?
Force One has been actually a very good force to be reckoned with. These guys have shown some great amount of strategy, and the best part about them is the fact that they not only implement their own strategy, but also make their opponents play to their bidding, play to their,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever, play to their traps, play to their nets.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. The only thing that Global Esports is better at than them is the fact that Global Esports is better at rotating mid round. And those micro decisions that Global Esports take, the little decisions that in the overall grand scheme of things they probably wouldn't have planned for, but they end up doing it nonetheless because it's better in the moment. That's what Global Esports is better at, and
Mm.
that's the only edge they have over Force One Esports.
True that. But if generally the audience would be like, oh, it should be an easy victory for Global Esports. But then I have news for
No.
you. SK Rossi wouldn't be playing Crips because of the discomfort that he has been facing now. He's one of the crispiest aimers in the country, one of the key players in global esports. His absence can be a big deal for global esports, especially when they go up against, like you mentioned, a force to be reckoned with in the form of Force One Esports, who not only have the firepower but also have the strategy to back it up with.
Yeah, that's true. Alex T has been, substituting for SK Rossi in the last few days. I thought he would be back by now because he might be feeling well or something, but apparently he's not. That's gonna make things a little easier for Force One, hopefully. Not that I'm saying that Alex T isn't a good player. He has some really, really crisp aim, but of course, the amount of coordination that Global Esports have built up with SK Rossi already needs to be built from scratch again with Alex T. So yeah, that could be a little factor that Force One can exploit.
Yeah, and those are some big shoes to fill. I guess Alex T is going to step up to the challenge, though. But looking at the map veto, right now nothing has been selected as of yet, but we're going to find out pretty soon. But looking at the teams, I expect Global to pick up maybe a strategic map, maybe in the form of Icebox or Haven. But rather, fourth one, they pick Split for themselves while Global Esports start on defense scripts.
Yeah. Well, I'm not surprised that Force One picks Split. It is their home turf. It is their home map. They usually end up picking Split every now and then. So, not even every now and then. They pick it up every time. Force One Esports, their home
Mhm.
turf is Split. Now, Global Esports, I'm assuming, will pick up maybe something like Haven or maybe something like Ascent. They can play Haven. It is one of their strongest maps, but okay, Ascent is the one they pick up because I'm not surprised by they don't have SK Rossi on their team. They have a player who doesn't necessarily have the same level of coordination built up with them as SK
Mhm.
Rossi did. LXT, he is a talented player, but of course he is new in the roster, so they don't want to take any risks by playing a strategic map. They will much
Mm.
rather pick up a puggish map like Ascent and go along with it right until the end, where Alex T can also play to his own free will, and Global Esports can find it easier to adjust to his playstyle.
Yep, true that. I guess they're directly taking on the fight instead of going for a tactical route. But the third decider map, if we are playing a third decider map, is going to be pretty critical at this point because Force One, they have their home turf and they are playing the first game, should give them a confidence boost at least to begin with. But when it comes to Ascent Global Esports, I'm pretty sure they have the firepower to be good there. But Force One, they take defense on bind. This is going to be the third decider map. And I'm not sure if the third map will be played or not. I mean, we'd have to find out if the score is 1-1 at the end of the second game. But if it is played, I guess bind is a good way to finish things off, Crips.
Yeah, it could be a good way to finish things off. It is chaotic, it is messy, it is sluggish, and it is exactly what Global Esports will thrive at. They thrive on the chaos that they create, and they love finding order in chaos. That's what Hellranger is all about. He likes making sense out of senseless situations. He likes putting a little bit of discipline into situations where you just want to, where you just want to pour fuel on the fire. In those situations, Hellranger can be one hell of an IGL, and I believe Bind is a perfect way to end this game.
Yeah. And talking about Bind, Bind used to be sort of the home turf for for godlike esports. But when Global took to the challenge, they completely destroyed them on their home turf. And you mentioned the right man. It was Hellranger who played a very critical role in that game. His rotations, his way of holding down sites all by his own self while deploying all the four players to, just go on a free roll and get themselves the kills. I mean, it was SK Rossi, Lightning Fast, all these guys. They were doing so well. And I guess if they can recreate something of their own today, it is going to be insane. But you guys have something to win as well. Valorant points worth of 2,700 US dollars, and you can win those by participating in the trivia. The link is flashing on your screen right now. It is there in the description. You can check that out and win some nice goodies for yourselves. Get some skins because we have some cool skins coming in.
Yeah, the new collection does look actually pretty sick. I'm also very excited for the new update with the new agent and everything coming in. I just can't wait to see how that's going to be
Too many
incorporated
nerve
into the
strips.
game. Yeah, but yeah, that's a little far away though. And honestly, that's a lot of speculation. So I guess that's not a topic that we'll delve into today. Maybe a little later. I think the new agent will be available by the time our show match comes around. Oops, did I spoil something for you guys? Yep, spoiler alert, there is a show match after uh after the games of today, and this is gonna be it's gonna be somewhere in the next few days, little before the grand final. So yeah, maybe at that time we'll have the new agent available. But that's just speculation. Let's jump into the draft for now. Force One Esports picking up Breach. Of course, why
Ooh.
wouldn't they? Breach is gonna get nerfed in the next update, and this is probably one of the last few patches where we see the Breach and the Sky having 3 flashes each. So they might as well enjoy it while they can.
Yeah, true that. Kappa himself has taken breach as well. No Sova on board for either
Ouch.
sides. No Sage as well. The only difference that I can see is the controller. There is a jet though in the place of Knight Rider who has taken up Arena, but Lightning Fart is hovering over the KJ, so that's going to be interesting. We might okay, so Knight Rider is shifting, is still considering a Sage option. Now, Breach in a Sage can actually be pretty deadly combo because one guy can really set up your attacks, the other person can really set up the defense. Good stuff right there from Force One, I believe.
Yeah, but the flash and dash combo is always effective. So it's gonna be Knight Rider on the jet like usual, and Shivi backing him up with the breach flashes. So that combo is set in stone. Global Esports, I'm surprised, have picked up an Omen instead of the Astra. I believe the only reason to pick up Omen and Split is because of the availability of one-way smokes that the Astra cannot provide to you.
Yeah.
Of course, the Astra does act like a second sentinel using her gravity wells and stun combos. So maybe if they play it correctly, then we'll have something interesting. But let's not theory craft anymore. Let's not speculate. Let's just jump right into the action, ladies and gentlemen. We are going live with the first map on Split.
Yes, it is going to be Split, the first game of Pro Series Valorant, brought to you by AORUS and AMD, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be the upper bracket finals, the first map of the best of three. Global Esports start on defense. Force One kick things off on attack.
Well, let's see what Lightning Flash is up to. He's currently setting up all his defensive utility on the B site. Boombot, I'm sorry, not the boombots, the alarm bots, the turrets, and the nanoswarm grenades. They do put down a Cyphercade so that they can safely negate the one-way smoke and travel up onto the A Heavens area. Now that they have managed to send a couple of players over here, the rest of Force One Esports is gonna fall back and try to play mid instead. That's what they usually do. They usually send Knight Rider up on A Heaven, and then the rest of the team tries to go elsewhere. I guess Global Esports would probably want to bait out all the utility from Force One and leave them with nothing to work with when the actual assault begins. They should be aware of the fact that Knight Rider has already tried to sneak in, and even RVK is present on that side. But for now, Kappa has his hands full with all the assaults on B Heaven. Meanwhile, Knight Rider, finally his secrets will be revealed. He gets the kill onto Hellranger, and they sneak in from the rope rooms. Crunch him from both the sides, and even Alex T has been taken down. The A site fully under the control of Force One Esports. The rotations from Global Esports are on their way, but I don't think they will be successful in pulling those off.
Yeah, RVK is going to come in from behind. He's going to get one kill. Rafa and others, they just couple up and Force One. They get a wonderful round on the board of that beautiful rotation from mid through the road rooms and getting control of the A Heaven region. I think Global Esports didn't expect that, especially how worked up Shivi and I believe it was Rafa who were on the B Heavens area. They were pretty
Yeah.
worked up over there with the boom bot as well as all the flashes coming in. They fully expected that rush coming in, but then the rotation as well as complete control. Also, the fact
Yeah.
that Hellranger was taken down by Knight Rider in the Rams
Yeah.
region was also a boost.
Exactly. So Knight Rider taking down Hellranger on A ramps is basically what caused the call out of Force One Esports to change from a B hit to an A hit. Oh my goodness, Hellranger at least dinks Knight Rider before he finally goes down. Really couldn't expect him to do much else with all the gravity wells and the lack of weaponry with him. Pain shells will hold him back at least for now. There's a little bit of team damage incoming, but that's alright. Kappa still healthy enough to take some people down. Skills also here to help him out. A jiggle peek won't reveal anyone, but that is a trap. As soon as Kappa
no.
tries to go in, he will be greeted with a nasty surprise in the form of Shivi.
He was taken down. Now things are in a 3v5 for Global Esports, not looking very healthy. The opponent team does have the SMGs to work with, just not something to worry about. Global Esports might even things out in the next round, but they want to damage the other camp as much as possible. Alex D still trying to venture out too much forward, faces the wrath of the player, and eventually Force One. They are just getting the kills one by one. Lightning fast. Will might face all these three players at once. Will he get one kill though? Doesn't manage to get one. It's a clean sweep for Force One. They get all 5 kills, not lose a single player. Maybe a bonus round might come in. I guess they are going to go for a bonus round next up.
Yeah, why not? They didn't even lose a lot of armor, honestly. Well, Global Esports, most of them were taken down near the B's entrance when they tried to push in for information, and Shivi was just cheekily playing around the corners, waiting for them to push. First, it was Kappa, And then again, it was Hellranger. So yeah, it was a very silly way to get taken down. But that's all right. Global Esports were just on an information hunt. It was an eco round for them. So it doesn't really matter. What's going to matter is whether or not Global Esports pulled this round off. It is a full buy round for them, while it's a bonus round for Force 1. They have the superior weaponry, so technically they should have the advantage, but things can go wrong. Alexi is in a great amount of danger with 4 people heading right towards him. He sees
Oh
way too
no.
many on his screen and unfortunately gets double peeked. There's not much that he could have done. Lightning Fast also realizes that he's in a little bit of trouble. He decides to fall back instead of fighting them all. Has the backup of skills now. Hopefully this Boombot can make things a little easier as they double peek. RVK should be able to get the jump onto him. They have control of the Heavens region, but Force 1 Esports have already stuck into the site, and not just that, they've already snuck into screens. Somebody must be prepared for this. I think Global Esports are aware of their positions. That's why they're being very, very careful. Shivi still under rafters. He can't go to the site and plant unless his team clears up room for him over here, and I don't think they will be able to clear anything because Hellranger is shutting them all down. Shivi, good for 2. Didn't expect him to go up on that second one. But hey, they make it expensive for Global Esports. They drop 3 weapons, and this will force Global Esports to reinvest, and they won't have too much utility left in the next round if they decide to go for guns.
Yeah, true that. I guess they might be going for light shields and might go heavily on the
Yeah.
utility, but good stuff right there from Force 1. They knew that they had inferior weaponry, so they put all their players into one basket and they tried to deliver the challenge to Global Esports. And they got the 3 kills, right? So it was perfect for them. But now, though, this is where the game begins and this is where all the action happens. The setup is quite different, just like you mentioned. Force 1 trying to acquire mid-control. Skills will try to push them back with the Boombot. But then through the smoke, Star got beautiful stuff right there. Important kill. 1 man down for Global Esports. This can be 1 man down for Force 1 Esports, pardon me for that. Important stuff right there.
Yeah, luckily they get the trade right back. RBK was taken down near A main as soon as Global Esports lost the player on mid. But that makes the B side just a little more vulnerable. Hellranger is playing near the pillars. Luckily, he doesn't have to worry about anyone coming in from B main. But Alexi needs to chime in right now to help out Hellranger. Otherwise, he's going to be a lone man trapped in the side. Takes down 1 more before he finally hits the dust. But eventually, Shivi will get the trade. 2 versus 2. All of them can hightail towards the A site now. Oh no, wait. They're actually not going towards the A site. Shivi is going to put down just a random fault line, hoping that he would be able to throw off the players of Global Esports. And Global Esports might just bite this bait. They have left Alex T near the B entrance, but his teammate is going all the way towards the A site. Now, finally, Alex T will relay the information that there is indeed a B push in the works. But I hope he doesn't peek this one way. Why would you peek that one way? Lockdown in place. Doesn't really matter. The Rolling Thunder won't really find anyone. But at least it forces the players of Force 1 Esports to get off the site. So Lightning Fast can at least go in and do a half defuse before the aftershock hits him. But he doesn't move. Okay.
That was
Awkward. Yeah, I thought he would be able to get the half defuse off and then run back in time, but no.
Yep. But I mean, both the teams managed to drop a lot of weapons on either camp, so that was cool, I guess. As long as you lose rounds but still manage to dent the other's economy, you're still fine, at least for now. Global Esports, they did lose the round, but then again, I guess they will have a opportunity to come back. As of now, they're going off with Sheriff's Breach Flash comes in. Alex T barely managed to survive. This is going to be a full-on rush. The showstopper comes out. The fault line is going to stun Alex T as well. Knight Rider finds a frag. This is going to turn into a 3v4. All the players from Force 1, they have breached their way onto site, and now this is complete site control for them. Kappa and Hellranger have so much work to do, but with the Sheriffs, I doubt they will be managing to pull off more kills.
Can't even get past this. Destroyed the tripwire, only to get destroyed by Scargod. But at least Scargod won't expect 2 players to come in from the same place.
Oh no.
Or does he? Turns around and embarrasses Hellranger, but that's alright. That's alright. It was just an eco round. They did not expect to get a lot of kills in this round anyway. But hey, at least Force 1 ended up using that showstopper in a round where it won't cause too much damage. It's in an eco round, so yeah, they baited out an important ultimate. So good for them. Hopefully Global Esports now will have better firepower in terms of ultimates and weaponry in the next round.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, they
Absolutely.
do. They've got Rolling Thunder, which is, in my opinion, the most impactful ultimate for now. Skills is just 1 point away from his showstopper. And then you have the From the Shadows available in Hellranger. So all of this is nice. Skills trying to fight on mid. Maybe he will find the kill against Rafa. Raze versus Raze fight will happen, but Rafa disengages in time to avoid that flashpoint. They've smoked off the B Heaven area, which should let Force One Esports move into the rope rooms pretty easily. Force One usually do try to take control of the mid vent, and they would love to do it right about now, but they have Alex T in mid vent watching in case Force One Esports get too deep into enemy territory. So Global Esports are fully prepared for this Force One setup. They are reading this, and they should have a decent amount of men positioned in the right place at the right time to take care of Force One's assault. But now the flashes come through. Alex T will peek, so does Lightning Fast, and they get 2 kills right off the bat. And more to follow as Alex T continues to butcher Rafa. My goodness, Global Esports taking matters into their own hands, deciding to not play passively anymore. They go for the fights and they win them all.
Yeah, they were like that viper who waits for that exact moment, who kind of sneaks around its prey and then realizes, oh, this is the fight, this is the chance where I can actually go in for that snap, and they go for it and they completely wipe out Force One in a matter of few seconds. But good stuff right there. The fact that Hellranger went up to heaven, he saw that, he allowed Team Force One to enter, come onto his crosshair and completely shut them down. That was brilliant stuff right there. But 2-4 the scoreline, nothing is still bad. It's still all even Stevens, and anything can happen at this point.
By Viper, you obviously mean the Snake Viper, right? Not the Gage.
Yeah, not the agent Viper.
Yeah. See, that's one of the reasons why Omen is so good on this map. These one-way smokes really discourage anyone from peeking. They can't even get to the ultimate orb area now without revealing themselves to Hellranger and getting shot down. 3 ultimates on Global Esports available now. They did not use the Rolling Thunder, but Skills did get his showstopper online from last round. Force One Esports have a Cosmic Divide, but I'm not sure if they'll actually end up using it in this round. Hellranger and Skills really keen on peeking these fights. The flashpoint comes through from Kappa, but it doesn't blind anyone.
Oh no, Kappa has to face an army at this point. All these players right in front of him. Skargod destroys him. And now they have complete side control. 5v2 required of these 2 players from Team Global Esports. What can they manage though? They're completely stranded. And I guess they are going to save their weapons. There's no way they can breach that post plant. It's like a fort.
Yeah, Force One Esports did a really good job of avoiding Kappa's flashes. I believe the only reason why they did not get flashes because Kappa put down his flash near the area which, surrounds the B main entrance near the mid market. And that part beyond that little box over there. But he did not know that they were right at the mouth of B main, like about to enter. So as soon as that flash went in, Skills and Hellranger tried to go for the fight, but nobody was blind, so they ended up just walking into the crosshairs of Force One.
Yeah. Oh, no RVK.
Ow.
He managed to drop Alex T. He might be able to get lightning fast, but no. That's not happening. But these 3 players, they're going to jump in. Skargod runs and takes down lightning fast. Job done for Force One Esports. All these players, they were on a mission to take these last two players down and prevent them from saving their weapons. And they managed to do that. But that's not that bad because right now Alex T has a pretty big investment on board, and that's going to be the operator. What can they pull off this point? Now, this is going to be their opportunity. This is going to be the opportunity for Global Esports to really come back into this game. If Alex T sings the songs of death with that weapon, I believe that's going to be the script for Force One to lose a few rounds here.
Yeah, but Alex T is hopping towards the B main area now. Not a weapon that he's ever pulled off before. Not the position that Global Esports... I'm sorry, not the position that Force One Esports would expect him to be in either. Force One Esports also going for a very standard default. Usually they try to sneak into A heaven, but yeah, that's not been the case for the last few rounds. They have just been working B instead. They leave RVK alone over towards A so that he can try and sneak in. And he should be able to, considering that Lightning Fast isn't looking in his direction. Now, finally, Lightning Fast appears at screens, and he's going to be alone over here. So the A side manned by one player each. But I see the spike rotating towards the A side. They are putting down fault lines on B, so even the Cosmic Divide comes through. This should be a clear indication of a B hit. Scargott gets picked off by LXT, but this is just a fake. They invested a whole ultimate to fake this out, but Lightning Fast does not move. He does not move away from the desired locations, and now he's got the spike under control. This is the fake falling apart, and he gets the better on RVK as well. Everything that F1 Esports have worked for has now gone to waste. Rafa inside should be able to not look in the direction of Lightning Fast, as he does get inside from elbow. And now Shivi has just way too many corners to check. Lightning Fast, the anchor on A's side. What a force to be reckoned with. And they read it like an open book. Like, he did not budge. Imagine using an entire ultimate to fake, but still not being able to get the round done because of Lightning Fast, because of one man and one man alone.
I mean, Crips, it's not just an ultimate that requires single player riding. There was a fault line which physically requires a breach to be present there. Astra can pull off her ultimate from everywhere across the map. So but the fact that breach was there were the gravity wells, but still Lightning Fast, he stayed strong on that A side, and he was holding it like a fortress. He did not budge. He got the first kill, pushed out the raise, that is Rafa from Force 1, from, going for the wraparound through elbow. With that swarm grenade, that was brilliant. He pushed him back, got the kill onto RVK, then comes back to Rafa and challenges him, takes him down. That was so good to watch. And I guess that is the reason why they left Lightning Fast, because he is individually capable of shutting down a hype train in the form of Force 1.
Yeah. It's not just a hype train. They might just turn into a train that rolls over everyone and runs them over. Post 1 Esports are the kind of people that, like to split push quite a lot. But every now and then, they just clump their forces up together and just hit a side with everything they've got, like a choo-choo train. And at that point, it becomes really difficult to hold them off. Of course, at that point, it's not really a sophisticated strategy. Post 1 Esports are just throwing bodies, but still, they are a team that can brute force their way into sites. For now, though, they're going to stick to their sophisticated strategies and defaults. But I think Global Esports is starting to read what Post 1 Esports are doing. They should be able to figure out their setup, or at least their defaults, in just a few more rounds. And there's very little rounds left in the half, so I believe Global Esports should be able to at least tie up the scoreline.
True that. And also the fact that LXT has been doing fine. He is filling some big shoes in the form of SK Rossi, but with the AWP, I mean, the fact that he managed to get that frag onto Scargott, he was holding the default position, right, where all the breach utility comes in, where all the Nova pulses come in as well, but he still managed to get the kill onto Scargott and dash away from it. It was good. I feel like he's feeling himself into the role. He is starting to get used to the role that he's supposed to do in Global Esports, and he's been doing justice to what he needs to do. And that's about it, I guess. He's been doing a good job, and if he does continue to do that, I feel Global Esports should have a good run in this match.
A good run is definitely what we expect from Global Esports, but this is the map pick of Force 1. So will they be able to put up a decent amount of buffer? Will they actually be able to pull this map off and get us into Ascent with an advantage? Not sure. This time LXT is posted up the op on mid, and from the looks of it, he is about to have a really, really jolly good time. A fault line will definitely get the better of Knight Rider, but he peeks out on the back of Shivi's flash. Gets the better of skills. Now down to a 4v4. LXT did not get to fire even a single shot. He was sent back with the flashpoint. And all this action on mid means that RVK can now start to sneak into A, but Hellranger and Lightning Fast are both present over here this time. So, Global Esports leaving 2 on B, 2 on A, barely anyone on mid. It's only Kappa himself who's just jiggle peeking and hoping that they don't fight him all at once. And from the looks of things, Global Esports are aware of the fact that RVK might be here, the off angle, while Lightning Fast could result in his demise. And now he's going to push it. Lightning Fast gets the kill onto RVK, but Kappa moving away from B Heavens, it might just result in a disaster. Force 1 Esports are already inside the vents, and it feels like Global Esports are prepared for this, but given the way they are rotating away from Heaven's area, might just give them a little more room to work with. They left Knight Rider inside the mid vents, and now they're about to challenge B Heaven, where Kappa has a big responsibility on his shoulders. He's gonna let this one go. He doesn't mind them coming in. He knows that there's a lot of people can help him out. And even Hellranger walks in, or rather should I say teleports in to help him out. 12 seconds left. The pressure is on for Force 1, and Global Esports don't need to do anything. They just need to chill. Yep, they've got the round in the bag, and Knight Rider can do virtually nothing.
The composure on Global Esports, it's something with all the younger teams who are trying to get into competitive should learn. I feel like even everyone should learn actually, because they held their position. It's not like they give into the pressure. They allow Force One to do whatever they want. They pay their respects to the opposition. They give them the space they need. But as soon as things come into the business end, as soon as the clock runs out, they're there to pick up the frags. The players just walk into their crosshair. It's like it's so easy for Global Esports, and that's the beauty of the game. And that is the reason why I appreciate them so much. But they're slowly getting back into it. Force One, they had a good lead moving into this game, but now it is going to be 4-5. NXT misses that shot. He's being challenged. Knight Rider comes in with the daggers, gets one. RVK gets Alex D. Hellranger gets the trade as well. A lot of frags happening left and right. Hellranger finds another one, finds a third for himself. Beautiful stuff right there. Shutters it down on Team Force One. Knight Rider with the operator has a responsibility, a raise. Stops right in front of him, tries to distract Knight Rider, but will he be able to manage a frag? Flashes, lead, so much onto Knight Rider. Poor guy, he was overloaded there.
Yeah, information overload. Like, imagine the panic on your face. First of all, both the Jets were in a panic sort of situation, right? We saw Alex D first. As soon as he heard the Blade Storm pop, and as soon as he heard Knight Rider updraft in, he was like, ah, shit, I can't be here. He tried to jump away, and RVK got him while he was falling back. And then Knight Rider, after getting his Blade Storm and Op in the hands, had skills satchel right past him to the right-hand side. He knew that Hellranger is up on a ramp, and then he saw Kappa as well, and he's like, oh shit, I'm surrounded.
Yep, true. This time around, Alex D does have the op on the B main entrance now. This has been a position which he has been holding a second time for now. So I guess Force One should be expecting that there might be an op that side, but we still have a default position for Global Esports. Hellranger as well as Lightning Fast holding it down. Scar God being the prey for Alex D. Yet again, second time now. This has been happening quite a lot. Rafa still trying to press in, does not budge, but he needs to face a breach as well as, I believe, as well as a raise. He gets kills. There is a raise diff right there, but Kappa is gonna wide swing and get Rafa.
Oh no. They know that the spike is here, and oh my goodness, this could be the end. But Knight Rider sneaking in from A ramps will get the better of Hellranger. He was expecting Lightning Fast to cover him, but Lightning Fast lets Knight Rider sneak. And now they retrieve the spike. But hey, the best part is Force One Esports do not have the man advantage, and nor do they have enough time. RVK needs to dig deep over here. Alex D is aware about him, but RVK wins the duel. Oh no, this could be problematic. He pushes through his own cyber cage. Does he spot out Lightning Fast? I think he does not. Kappa and Lightning Fast both now trying to shut RVK down. But if he can regroup with his teammate, it would be amazing. Lightning Fast just spotted him. There's danger right on his heels, but there's very little time left. As soon as they try to go for the plant, here comes the Rolling Thunder, and they win the round. They don't even need to kill them now.
RVK had no idea that Lightning Fast was actually creeping up right behind him. Spots
so
him.
long too. Like, he was following
exactly,
him for so long.
Both of them were like chasing each other like Tom and Jerry. But finally, it was their victory. It was their, and it was a nice round. Honestly, nothing much apart from a few frags. But the fact that RVK got so much territory onto the A side, got so much real estate, but they could not capitalize and had to rotate towards the B, was kind of a bummer there. But it's all right.
I mean, Hellranger knew that Knight Rider would try to, I'm sorry, Hellranger knew that either Shivi or Knight Rider would try to move into Vents, and he predicted that. And he was expecting Lightning Fast to cover him from a heaven. But the timing was just like a little off, and Knight Rider was able to sneak past Lightning Fast by just 1 second. Oh, the Rolling Thunder gets committed into the A side, but nobody's present over there. Even the Showstopper comes through, and Rafa's directly inside heavens. Gets Lightning Fast blown apart, and he should be in prime position to line all the players up as they're walking out of the ropes. But he doesn't get anything. 4 versus 4. Situation still very much in control of Global Esports. They don't have any ultimates left. Luckily for them, neither do Force One. Global Esports now trying to get the kills on
Wow.
A main. They know somebody or the other would be here. They get the kill on Shivy. They know where RVK is. And now Skills has his showstopper online. Oh, this rocket launcher doesn't get the kill onto RVK. This makes things so much more harder for him. And Skills need to dig deep over here. 87 HP left, which should be doable. But almost everyone on Force 1 is healthy. Except for RVK. That's it. He's on 1 HP. But they are just buying time and they won't be able to do anything. Good job by Force 1 Esports. Somehow avoiding the utility by Global Esports and not dying to Skills' rocket launcher.
Not just the rocket launcher, there was the Blade Storm popped in by the Jet as well. I guess it was Alex
Yeah.
T. So, I mean, so many ultimates coming in, but Force One making proper use of it. The Rolling Thunder as well as the Showstopper, both of them were very crucial in the fact that Force One breached their way onto site. Now,
Yeah.
6-6 line at Switch. It should be a very respectable score for both these teams. Sure, Force One, it being their home turf, would have wanted a bit more, but that's fine. On the defensive side of things, I believe they have a proper setup in the form of a Cypher. They might be able to, hold those rushes in, but we need to look at what Global Esports can pull off.
And there was such a good change of pace by Force 1 Esports too. Like usually they go for the split pushes. Last time they went for a straight up A rush. This time Global Esports are looking to do one of those straight up mid rushes. Mid to B, should I say. Lightning Fast is still inside of B main. And he hasn't been spotted yet, but Hellranger has. How long until they get the dub on him? How long until they push him? The fault line is being thrown in to just delay their push a little bit more. Lightning Fast also gets spotted. That camera paying off massive dividends. And RVK, he is a deadly Cypher. But do Global Esports know about this setup over here? Because there's 3 people waiting for them. There's RVK, Shivy, and Knight Rider in a wonderful crosshair. In a crossfire. The flash comes through. Both the teams trying to flash, but yeah, it seems like they're being held back. Dash in.
Oh no!
Do anything, and Knight Rider is in prime position to get all the kills. Shivy also helped him out a little bit. Casually taps away with no pressure at all. Force 1 Esports read that like a book. They knew Global Esports would be hitting the B side after they forced them off of mid. And once they don't have any mid presence, things become so much more difficult for Global Esports if they're all rushing through the same place.
Yeah, I mean, it was such a wonderful read from Force One, honestly, especially with the beautiful defensive setup with Breach, with Cypher. They got so much information to work with. The Breach was there to really bring down the confidence of the other camp, flashing them repeatedly. And Knight Rider was casually tapping them, just like you mentioned. Now, Global Esports don't want to change things up. They go for a straight-up bum rush mid. And with all those pistols staring right at Shiv, it can be very difficult for him to counter. He gets one with the flash as well as the SMG. Through the cyber cage, another one onto Hellranger. This can come down very quickly. Global Esports don't really have a lot to do because this is not a full buy for them. This is not even a force buy for them. All pistols and coming down real quick. Shivy and Rafa come together to grab all the frags for themselves.
And it's just so satisfying to watch Shivy get all these kills, especially that kill onto Hellranger through the cyber cage. You don't have any information, you just guessed where he would be, and the guess was perfect. Just goes to show how much sense this man has. Now finally they will be put to the acid test as Global Esports have better weaponry. It is a bonus round for Force 1, but look at what Knight Rider has picked up. He's picked up the Zoom Banger, the Operator hot and heavy on mid. This should be problematic for Global Esports if they decide to challenge him here.
Yep, and they've been doing that repeatedly. They've done it twice in the first 2 rounds, but they might be conditioning Force One to believe that, okay, so we might go mid this time around, and they have brought out a very big investment on the back of it. This time around, they're going for a split push, which can really turn things around for Global Esports.
Yeah, borrowing something straight out of Force 1's books. They have Lightning Fast trying to sneak in on A Heaven, along with, I believe, Alex T. And Shivy is the guy who's supposed to stop them. Skills. Now moving in on the back of those flashpoints, but there's a player right behind him. Does Knight Rider know? I don't think he can see. I don't think he can see him from this angle. Oh shit! They walk past each other. They walk past each other. Knight Rider is looking at mid, and Rafa has no idea that He's over here. Knight Rider now dashes into the crosses of Skills, but at least he takes down Kappa while he's at it. So that's the breach out of the equation. He died, but at least he got the kill on the most annoying character to deal with.
Yeah, but I guess the positioning of the other characters was more annoying. Talking about it, Global Esports, they just drop in. Alex T will challenge ScarGod. Elsewhere, Lightning Fast, when Lightning Fast goes down, ScarGod doing what he did over there, doing what he was supposed to do, getting that individual frag. But now the Force One have a lot of job to do. One player holding this angle behind box, kills, gets another one of the RBK. It's triple frag for the day. Triple frag for the round though. 18 health points to work with. And I guess he's going to fall back, maybe find a weaponry to save.
Yeah, there is the op over there, so he can probably save that. That is, assuming Global Esports haven't stolen it already. Have they? Did they steal it? I think they must have. Did they steal it? No, they did not. And Skills wants to take it back. Bro, the op. Bro, op. No? Okay.
They don't mind. They don't mind.
They don't care, actually. Yeah, I mean, I guess Global Esports really has been playing this contact and burst kind of playstyle, which kind of makes the op redundant for them. So that's alright. They probably don't need it over here. As long as they are playing the contact and burst kind of playstyle. If they try to go for one of those passive holds and they try to play their defaults, then I guess the op would be, you know, great.
Let's go.
But still, come on. It's an op. It doesn't matter if you use it. It's good to just keep it on the side and, you know, use it someday later maybe.
It's like real estate. You want to have it. You might not sell it.
Yeah, you want to have it. Yeah, you want to have it. You want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Anyway. First One Esports now in more of an aggressive approach. Oh, Star got the timing a bit bad. He survived by the skin of his teeth over there. Gets away in time, but hey, at least he gets information. He won't be blinded, but the Nebula won't really cover him in time. Alex T now just trying to keep himself safe, knowing that someone from Force One will try to challenge him, and Rafa jumps right on his sidelines. Alex T had no idea he would be challenged like that, but his team is already inside the site. They're already gotten the spike down. It's a difficult retake of Force One.
Yep, should be a difficult retake, but they have the breach, so they can actually create an opening for themselves. And with all the flashes lining up, things can really open up for Pro One Esports. They need to get picks, though, at this point. They need to challenge all the individual openings that there are. The paranoia comes out. Team Global Esports, they're trying to buy time as much as possible. Lightning Fast might be taking down with this Aftershock. RVK couples up on it. Hellranger gets 2 kills on the back of it, though. And Rafa comes and gets Kappa, but that's not it. The Showstopper is out. It might get the final frag from Team Force One. 1v2, and Force One will be taken down. It was kills.
The Showstopper didn't really do anything over there, but hey, there's this brief moment where everyone from Force One Esports stops in their tracks the moment they hear, "Here comes the party." That little brief moment of hesitation is what Global Esports was looking for. See, everyone. You have Shibi, you have Rafa, all of them they're fighting on a site, and then they're like, stop. I'm like, wait, where is Skills? You gotta find this man. And then they continue going in. So that one little brief moment of hesitation is what they were looking for. But oh my goodness, Rafa exposing himself to Alex T just to get in a little paint satchel damage. Not worth it. Not when he loses his life. The flashpoints will force the rest of them back, but Skills is here to chase them. Knight Rider gets taken down as well. So basically, this is Global Esports rushing into every part of the map, getting kills everywhere, just pressing W and mouse 1. No strategy whatsoever. And why would they need a strategy when they basically managed to get the kills on everyone from Force One?
Yeah, it was an eco round for them as well, so nothing to worry about. I guess it will be a full buy Force One next up. So that is when the real deal is. When Global Esports, they managed to get the lead, probably the first time in the game. I guess it is the first time in the... No, they got a lead when it was 6-6, I believe. But this is 9-8. They have a very reasonable chance of winning the game, winning the map from here itself. But if Force One comes back with this full buy, if they can really put up a statement up front, that is going to be something which need to watch out for. Alex T still trying to deny any sort of information from mid, but I guess his presence has been given out. Knight Rider getting the frag, but traded out instantly, 1-for-1. It is still a 4v4, very much doable for Global Esports at this point. The defenses are thin right now. 2 players still trying to hold down rope room because they know the Global Esports can be very annoying, trying to breach in, trying to rotate towards A side. But Rafa has a challenge up front, and Alex, he dings him right off the bat. With the paint shield, nothing is going to be done, but Rafa needs to regroup with his team and maybe strengthen the defenses of B.
Yeah, this is when you really start to be annoyed with the whole no Sage setup. Split is one of those maps where Sage is usually picked up, but none of the teams went for it this time. It's like it's one of the most hilarious things I've seen. But hey, Force One Esports now really split up. I mean, they're just playing on the back of these mid positions, hoping that Global Esports come only mid and nowhere else. But they are sneaking up B heavens. Very little time left. So Force One Esports just need to be a little disruptive. There's nothing that Rafa could have done on 10 HP, but Shivi can actually pull something off. Unfortunately, he doesn't have any flashpoints left, and then Skills comes in from B main. That's the worst case scenario that he could have asked for. Force One, 2v4, not looking really possible. Maybe if they get a kill, they can use the neural theft, but they're just going to give it up instead. They had to eco in the last round to get their weapons online this time, and they don't want to give up that economic momentum. They don't want to give Global Esports too much room to work with.
Yep. Global Esports played it out perfectly, right? They waited for the exact moment. Force One had to spread those defenses. 2-2, it was the setup over there. And when all four players are checking angles, when all four players are rushing onto individual players, when it's a 1v4 practically every single time, there's no way you can win it. You need four crosshairs, and you don't have four crosshairs in this game.
You don't have. And that's what I keep on saying. Every time there's a 4v4 situation, the odds always favor the attackers. Because the defenders have to, spread their forces thin. And that leaves some part of the map vulnerable, or that leaves trade very difficult. So, yeah, you split up 2-2, and you're always going to be fighting a 2v4 battle. Doesn't matter if you have 4 players alive, just as many men as the other team. You will always almost find yourself in a situation where the trades will not roll out in your favor.
Also, Global Esports didn't really go with the momentum, especially when they got the first track. Sometimes you can't predict where the team is going, but they held their ground in mid, which again raises the question, where are they going? A or B? Which means you have to spread your defenses.
Exactly. And most of the times, a lot of teams get stuck in this little decision-making hell. They can't figure out where they want to go. They try to just hold on for time as much as possible and then hopefully delay the decision to later when they get another pick or something. And that is something that Force One struggles with. Usually they try to move in when there's very little time remaining, but that's not what Global Esports do. They make a very healthy amount of buffer between them and the actual assault. And oh my goodness, Rafa taking matters into his own hands. No way anyone from Global Esports would have expected that. That was unprovoked, unrequired showstoppers. But here comes the showstopper from this one as well, from Skills as well. And look at how much space he's bought his team. He still gets Rafa, exacting revenge for what he did to his teammates. But now Skills has no idea that Knight Rider is also right around the corner. Luckily, Knight Rider did not have a lot of HP, so a single shot is enough. But 3v2, Global Esports don't have the man advantage, but they are walking right past Shivi.
What?
Excuse me? They did not spot Shivi over there. Skills will be able to get him because he's vulnerable, but Skills on the 4th kill. I understand he can get the kill onto Shivi, but how did he get RVK? That's unbelievable. And now Skills is on the verge of an ace. He needs to pull this off. All the stars being committed over here so that they can at least stun him, but Scar God will probably not expect Skills to be in such a deep angle. No. He looks away at the wrong time and he gets denied. Skills almost got that ace, but the timing on that peak was just so unfortunate.
This round was so chaotic right from the start. It's like a script of things which shouldn't really happen. There's this race, right, on the back of that flash, just goes in, double satchel, then Scar got completely shutting down aggression coming down A. Then a showstopper comes out from Global Esports, gets Rafa. Now this man, King Knight Rider, he was in a position where the Blade Storm could have been very lethal. That didn't fall off. The Breach had no idea that there's a player holding that position. And it was just a script, just a comedy of errors, but it was a good round to look at. And Force One.
It was a script of a movie written by Michael Bay. You're in a Michael Bay movie.
All right, it's fine. Force One, 9-10. Getting that round was actually pretty important for them because this gives them a very realistic opportunity of making a comeback.
Alex T destroying the trap wire, but not going down. He just wants to play with the minds of Force One. He just wants to deliberately give away his position. He wants to tell them, hey, look, we are in control of wins. What are you going to do about it? While the rest of his team just continues to move around the map freely.
The moment
I am kind of scared, though. Yeah, I am kind of scared. What if he gets double beat?
I guess they're waiting for that. They're waiting for him to climb down the rope.
Oh, he's not gonna climb down. I can guarantee you he's not gonna climb down the rope. If he
Yeah.
does, it's suicide.
Yeah, exactly. It is suicide. But Alex T, he's so paranoid about players coming in from the rope room. He might actually do it. And look at his position. He's completely vulnerable. And Rafa will see his foot. This is
The
exactly what
knee.
I'm talking about.
Yeah. And the neural theft comes through. Oh no, all their plans are revealed. Now that the jig is up, you might as well rush in because everything has been revealed already and the pull is actually successful. Scar got sprays down skills only to get taken down by lightning fast. Rafa, unfortunately, will make things a little harder, but the rolling thunder hits them all. It's like a slap in the face, square in the base, and they are all taken down.
Beautiful stuff by Force One. Beautiful execution right there. Alex T's kill, I mean, his positioning was sure important, but the fact that he gave away his kill kind of solved a lot of problems for Force One Esports because they now knew that, all right, no aggression coming in from the rope room. The player who was holding that position, the player who was holding such a vital position in mid has been taken down. They can fully focus on the rush coming in from A, the neural theft, revealed all the cards, the rolling thunder, a lot of big investments of Force One had to commit a lot of ultimates to get that round for them. Now it's a 10-10. They can do justice to what they just did, and I guess move to a match point maybe.
Maybe. Yeah, but Global Esports still have 3 ultimates. 2 of them are very important, the Lockdown and the Rolling Thunder. The Blaze Storm is also available, but I guess it's going to be relevant in this round because, you know, there's already a good amount of weaponry on them, so they probably won't use it this time. They'll probably save it for us eco round or something. But yeah, Force One Esports, they've invested almost all their ultimates. They have only the Cosmic Divide online, which is a very good thing if you want to take control on the attacking side. But on the defense, it doesn't really do much. It might just discourage Global Esports from pushing in for 25 seconds. Maybe it will help you out in a post-plant situation. Maybe, that's a big if. But again, the Cosmic Divide doesn't really do much on the defense. Because Global Esports are the kind of team that want to brute force through it, no matter what, even if you put it up. So yeah, it all just boils down to how well of a read do Force One Esports have. Like, in the previous round, Alex T giving up his kill, he did not even spot the guy who was shooting him, by the way, yeah? Only his foot was visible. That's like a little trick that the Valorant angles play with you. The guy who made this map certainly has his geometry done, right? So that was unfortunate. And Global Esports put in so much effort to get Alex T into that pincer position on mid, then rotate all the way around from Seavers into A main. Alex T was only supposed to hold off the rotations. That's it. And maybe come in later as a late lurk to throw in a little curveball. But him getting killed and him getting revealed just basically spoiled everything. If the neural theft wasn't online, or maybe if RVK was playing some different position from where he couldn't have taken his hat off early on, would have been a very different story.
Oh,
Knight
no.
Rider getting his op revealed will actually give Global Esports a little warning, but they are still keen on pushing him. They put down the smokes, they put down the paranoia so that Knight Rider will be a little irrelevant, but he pushes through the dark cover to get the kill onto Alex T. Doesn't get the second one, but he was keen on challenging. That's going to make Global Esports a little scared. Skills flying like a bird all the way down into elbow, but he's got the spike. They need to make sure that they can get Skills into a safe position and do not drop the spike. The lockdown won't really discourage RVK from moving out. He knows he can get at least one kill before he finally has to get out, and he moves at the worst possible time. He could have gotten a kill onto Skills over there, but that's all right. It's still a 4v5. Force One Esports have the advantage, and Global Esports only have the showstopper that could actually discourage Force One Esports from moving in. And it seems like they are not keen on challenging that. The Aftershock will clear out the screen's position, but Skargod is putting up all the Nebulas so that he can get his team into safely. That fire in the hole actually won't do much, but it will slow them down right in their tracks. And he fires, gets the kill onto RVK still. 4v4 now, time is running out. They need to get inside fast, and lightning fast is just so much better. Hellrange getting the kill onto Shivi as well, making things almost impossible for Knight Rider as he's up on Heaven, and they are giving up already. Global Esports will be taking this round home, and Force One Esports will be forced to go back into the gutters of economic trenches. It's not the kind of places where you would expect yourself to be after winning so many rounds. But I actually want to see, do they have enough money now? Do they have enough money to pick up a buy? I think they should be able to put up at least a force buy with like cheap weapons and maybe light shields. Maybe even better. But do they have it?
I mean,
Can we take a look at the money, please? Fellas?
Everyone wants to take a look at the money.
Oh, they barely have enough money. They just barely have enough money.
One more round.
Yeah,
One
one
more
more
round.
round.
That's basically it. But good lockdown over there. That was probably the most important ultimate that was used. Rafa barely holding on. Shivi will put down a flash of his own. Nitride needs to get a frag though from this area. He needs to utilize the top that he holds. It is a pretty big investment. Gets Alex D once again. Rafa doubles up on it. Hellranger that trades him out. He was in a one and done position and he was supposed to be taken down. But Shivi is there to hold down the B Heavens area. So not a lot of real estate lost, not a lot of real estate won. Scar God might be on the rotate, might be on the back lines, but Team Global Esports, they're still keen on pushing in through mid. They're still trying to put up the pressure, still challenge Knight Rider, and he's going to oblige. He's going to shut down Hellranger and move away from it. 2v4, a very difficult push from Global Esports comes up. Skills needs to make way for the breach, but can he do so? Cypher, the defenses are so brutal. Kappa still trying to infiltrate the rope room, but I don't think the Astra will be very keen on letting them do that.
He got past his trap fire. I think RVK might have spotted him. Yeah, the position of Skills has been revealed, but it doesn't matter. Skills just brute forcing his way inside, and what on earth is he doing? He tried to go for fancy footwork, but Shivi will finally catch him. Kappa though, he made some noise towards mid-vents, and now he's trying to go up on B. Oh, almost got the kill onto Knight Rider, but now everything is ruined. His position's been revealed, and Shivi should be able to pre-fire him.
These teams, just like a boxing game, they're just going at each other. This looks like a stalemate to me, honestly, because every time Global Esports wins a round, it's Force One coming back and pulling up a really good reply. I love the fact that Knight Rider pulled off some amazing frags with the op. This is a big investment. He retained it from the last round, but utilizing it perfectly to this one, I guess it was job well done.
Yeah, it was a job well done. What are the odds you think this game will go into overtime?
5 times out of 10.
5 times out of 10, that's like 1 out of 2, 50-50. All right, 50-50 it is.
I mean, it looks that way because every time Force One and Global win rounds, it is the other one who is replying them back. And also the economy is not too much heavily reliant on one side. It's kind of even Stevens with that in that department as well. So even if one team loses a round, I guess they will be well up for another round to make a proper comeback. Alex D once again holding this advanced position in mid. He's always been breaching this position quite a bit. Still trying. I think they're still trying to cut off the rotation through mid. Maybe make life a bit more difficult. Force One channelizing it, tunnel visioning their retake.
Oh, no, but here's the thing, Salty. They don't need rotations. Look at the positionings of RVK and Shivi. They push deep into B main. They know exactly where Global Esports are. And at the same time, they have Knight Rider pushing out A main. So they have pushed out both the areas off the map. And they know that Global Esports have nothing but mid right now. And they're going all the way to CT spawn. What is even going on? You have defenders in attacking spawn, attackers in a defending spawn. The positions have been reversed. The roles have also been switched. And Rafa is just holding this down very nicely. This is such a chaotic round. Kappa is trying to, go all the way back from the defender entrance. And poor Shivi, he's the one now trapped in attacking side. There's only 14 seconds left, so maybe he can throw down his aftershock to delay the plant just a little bit. But they'll be planting under heaven instead. What on earth is this round? The roles have been reversed. The defenders are in attacking spawn and the attackers are on site. It's just so chaotic. And of course, I love myself a chaotic round. 2 versus 2, trades galore. The situation back down to an equal footing. And as I say that, Hellranger will get the better of him. Oh, Knight Rider lucky to survive that one, and Lightning Fast disengages. Put down the alarm bot, knows that Knight Rider has no options but to come through right here. It's either that or match point for Global Esports. The Nanostorm Grenade will also delay things even further. And now Knight Rider realizes there's really not much that he can do. Might as well just save the more expensive weapon and run away. What a round was this thing? What on earth? Force One figuring out what Global Esports are about to do, but just a little too late. By the time they figured it out, they knew what was going to happen. It's just that they were not in positions to stop it. This has to be easily one of the most exciting rounds that I have ever seen.
Exactly, and the race was in prime position, honestly, from Global Esports. I felt like, from Force One Esports, honestly, because he had the showstopper, he had the right utility to completely shut down the aggression coming in from the spawn region. But he got one frag, but he was instantly treated by Kappa. Now, though, it is match point. It is map point rather for Global Esports. Force One, they need to come up with a statement right now if they want to equalize things up. Again, 3 players onto the A side, Global Esports, but I don't think they will try and do things pretty quickly. The last round was a mid aggression. Knight Rider loses the shot. The Jet dashes in. Alex D has been taken down. Rafa, wonderful positioning on that. Beautiful trade gameplay. This is how
Yeah.
you save your friends.
It's like a bait and switch. They have Knight Rider present over there with the AWP, and then Rafa present in the corner. They did expect Knight Rider, and they tried to pre-fire him, but they never thought Rafa also would be over there. And just like that, Global Esports have lost a player on a Heaven. Force One with the
Again,
man advantage. This time could actually do wonders. But look at the positioning of the players of Force One. We have Scar God and Rafa already pushed out of A main. They know Global Esports is not over here. They know what they're about to do. It's gonna be a mid plus B split, and they know it. The only thing
oh,
that could actually throw a little curveball is if Global Esports go towards A via the mid wins, but that's not gonna probably happen. They know it's a mid plus B hit, and they're prepared for it. Skills needs to dig deep over here, needs to get opening kills, but he won't do anything. It seems like we're going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. That 50-50
yes, we
chances are
are.
looking really heavy right now, Salty, aren't they?
Yeah, it is. It is a reality at this point, but the wraparound from Scargod and Rafa, the first frag was fine, but then they pushed in through mid as well as the sewers, right? And that was so important because every time they've seen Global Esports take mid control, they can shut it down from aggression from both the B main as well as the mid region. So they've been doing it time and time again. And the worst fact was that even Global Esports turret got deactivated as soon as Lightning Fast kind of pushed forward. So the only form of defense which they had, the only form of backstab protection which they had, even that was deactivated and they had nothing to do.
Yeah. Yeah. True. True. Good observation there. Global Esports and Force One tied. And this time, Global Esports are on defense. Let's see what they have in store for us. I'm kind of expecting them to play a little aggressively. I feel like Kappa has had enough. And, you know, when he gets angry, he tries to get a little aggressive. Skills has been denied some vision by that Nebula. Should be allowing Force One Esports to easily get into the mid-vents area. But they're not keen on doing it just yet. They're just really holding their ground. Force One Esports are also aware of the fact that Global Esports could play very, very aggressively, and I kind of expected that to happen. But Lightning Fast position will be revealed courtesy of that camera, falls back to a better angle. I'm just
Yeah.
worried about one thing. If Force One take too much time, they'll run out of, time. That's it. It's 50 seconds left on the clock, and they still haven't gotten any information. Still no picks. Still no map control. I'm starting to get worried over here. They might have to go for a vanilla A execute, which doesn't really look very polished once there's not enough utility and once there's not enough time.
Again, it's not that bad because KJ is the only one who is holding it. The smokes come out as well, but not a lot of utility. 3 players from Global Esports stack up on the B side, so it should be relatively easy for them. Lightning Fast gets one, shuts down Rafa. RVK trades in. Beautiful stuff right there. RVK will get some map control. Hellranger with 6 HP has
Nice.
too much to deal with, but falls back beautifully. Buys himself some time to survive, but this is going to be good stuff. Scargod in a very advanced position, and he's in prime position to activate those gravity wells because he will have proper knowledge of when these guys are pushing in. I just hope he has some stars deployed, but no skills. Walks him, shuts down Scargod. All these players, they are too much for Force One to deal with, and Global Esports just show their wrath in the retake.
What a wonderful display of skill by Hellranger. The paranoia, it actually destroyed the vision of all the members of Force One as they tried to move in. It hit almost everybody, and it held them just for a little while longer inside his dark cover, which allowed his teammate, who was up on rafters, to reorient himself from the breach's flashpoint, and then using the shrouded step to get back to safety so that he doesn't get traded out, so his team still has the man advantage. Perfect. Perfect. I couldn't have asked for anything better. And now they just need to deliver once more. Global Esports, having won the first round of the overtime, now have to display the same level of skill on the attack as well. Can they pull it off? Tactical timeout will be used. Of course it will be. Wait, I don't think this is a tactical timeout. It might just be a technical timeout. We don't know why. But hey, I guess both the teams
I
need
mean,
to
it's a
take a little
timeout.
breather.
I mean, it's a timeout at the end of the day. It's fine, but
Yeah, no
you know,
matter what it is, yeah.
coming back to Force One, I'm sort of a bit worried for them because this was their map pick and they're going to overtime again. Global having the lead in the overtime. This can actually be a bit problematic for them because when they move on Ascent, I'm not sure what they face because Global Esports on their map pick, they can be pretty brutal. And the way they've been getting mid control in this one, I believe that when they move on to Ascent, and if they get the similar mid control over there, that's going to be a bit difficult for Force One to deal with.
I guess. Okay, this could be interesting. Knight Rider peeking very aggressively towards B main. I hope he doesn't push up too far because there is skills in an off angle. He gets the better of RVK, but still the Danger Man is online. Knight Rider is still here. And 1-for-1 trade. But again, what did I say? When there's a 4v4, the situation always favors the attackers. Flashes exchanged on either side. LSD once again in his favorite position, trying to break open the assault on mid-vent. But this time there's no trap fire, so he might just be shooting at nothing over here. And since RVK has already been taken down, they can actually sneak in from this area. It's going to be up to Rafa to somehow make this work. He spotted a little turret over there, so he probably assumes there would be someone on A main, but that's not the case. In fact, most of the players of Global Esports are now trying to move in from vents. Rafa playing that angle on A ramps will allow him to get the jump onto anyone who's coming out of the rope room, while at the same time into to Skargard to make sure nobody comes in from main. 30 seconds left. Global Esports now losing men left, right, and center. But did Shivi just fall to his death?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Okay, then.
I mean,
Well, Global Esports gonna say thank you for that. And now they move in towards the B side where Knight Rider is in prime position to shut them down, but he decides to fall back instead and play with his team. If anyone decides to over-aggress over here or go towards the back of B side, Knight Rider will be able to shoot them like a sitting duck. Skargard killing the players on Heaven, getting the pinch onto Global Esports from both the sides. Now it's going to be up to Hellranger to make something happen. He can use a Shrouded Step to get inside that corner on the back of B, but Rafa is already here. He's playing inside his dark cover, hoping that it doesn't dissipate on him at the worst time. Now it does. He needs to reposition. Alex T comes in from behind, gets the better of Knight Rider. It's now a 1v1. Both the controllers now online. It's the Astra versus Omen, and they don't know where Hellranger is. He heard him defuse, but he needs to peek. He's not prepared. Hellranger shuts it down. They get this game nice and clean. It was labored. It was difficult. But even after all of that, it was one hell of a game.
it was one hell of a game, I guess. That is what matters. In global esports, they try to do something which they did initially. This fall, it was a bit awkward, but then the fact that global esports again held their ground, it was a 4v4, got the initial pick, held their ground in mid, just trying to really dissipate Force One esports and really disrupt their defensive setup. That was brilliant, but Force One didn't really give in this particular round that easily. They still held their ground, and also the fact that the breach got that initial pick in a made it a three. It made it, I guess, a 4v3, but still, global esports they pressed forward and got those, got the spike planted and everything that proceeds after it.
Reason why Force One lost that round was, I believe it's because of Shivi dying in that silly way. That was an unforced error. Global esports usually do make their enemies get into these positions where they make mistakes. Forced
Mm-hmm.
errors are the thing that global esports does, but this was an unforced error. And that's what led to their demise. I know that Shiva was like very low in health and he probably would have died anyway if global esports decided to push him. But hey, he still had a couple of flashpoints online. He could have bought some time for his team, and honestly, time is all they needed. Global Esports now fell into that trap, the trap that Force One usually fall into, attacking the side very late with only like 20, 30 seconds left. A couple of flashpoints would have held them off for a little longer, and then I think Force One could have turned the tide around, pushed us into double overtime. But now that Global Esports have won their map, what to Force One do?
Hmm. Yep, that is probably going to be the daunting question in their minds right now. Hellranger came up clutch, honestly, holding inside the smoke, getting that frag onto the raise, and then using the Shrouded Step to get the final frag on his car. God, it was brilliant. This is the reason why I guess he is probably the man with the nerves of steel. He never really crumbles under pressure, always delivers when it really matters the most. And with that being said, Global Esports, they are already 1-0 up in this best of 3 game. What comes next? It is Global's map pick, Ascent. And I don't know really what to expect. Force One, they need to come up with a reply, because otherwise they're going to the lower brackets. It's not that bad because they still have another opportunity. If they lose the next one, they will face Samurai Esports, who's waiting for them in the lower bracket finals. But I guess everyone wants to take the direct ticket to the grand finals, and Force One is also on the same page with that.
Yeah, let's see if Force One can make a comeback and get us into map number 3, or will Global Esports walk away with a 2-0 game? We will check all of that out in Ascent, ladies and gentlemen, but for now, we headed to a short break. We'll see you on the other side. Go get your popcorn.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Valorant Pro Series brought to you by AORUS and AMD. My name is Salty and with me is Crips. Of course, the start of the day couldn't have been any better. We got to see an overtime right off the bat. But Crips, we need to thank the ones who actually made this possible, who gave the platform for these players. Again, special thanks to AORUS and AMD for making this possible. AORUS again launched their recent line of premium monitors, which has AMD FreeSync inbuilt. The most talked about monitor is actually the Gigabyte M27Q, which has a monstrous 170 Hz refresh rate and a response time of 0.5 ms. It's also the world's first KVM, Crips.
Yeah, the world's first KVM. You know what that's going to go well with? The B550 Pro Series motherboard, along with the latest line of Ryzen 7 processors. These combined together will give you an amazing amount of FPS, amazing graphics, and of course, they're going to shoot your skill in the game all the way through the roof. Now, all you got to do is watch these games and hopefully learn a thing or two from these professional players. Alongside
Yeah.
that, not only, I mean, these players obviously they're playing for $9,000, right? So
Mhm.
alongside that, you also can win a couple of nice things. There's $2,700 worth of Valorant points that you can win. And all you got to do to participate in this trivia is head over to this link. You can click it in the description below, or you can just, it's flashing on your screen right now. So you can copy paste it or maybe just type it out. Head over there, answer a couple of simple questions, and you should be able to pick yourself up a decent amount of Valorant points.
Yeah. I guess I need to get this monitor honestly because I guess that is the only way I'm probably gonna reach platinum. But with that out of the way, we got to see the first game. It did go to overtime. Next up, it's going to be Ascend Crips. What are your expectations?
No, I just had a really nice roast in my mind for you, but I'm gonna hold off for it. I'm gonna be a little kind to you today, Salty.
Keep
You've
it
been doing
inside.
well.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. The first game did go to overtime, which was actually pretty hilarious the way it folded out in the end. How Global Esports was able to overpower Force One, thanks to a little slip, pun intended. Now we're going to Ascent. Uh, this is the map of Global Esports. I
Hmm.
was expecting to pick up Haven or something like that, but then I believe because SK Rossi is not playing today and because they have a new player, Alex T, who they have to work along with, they'll probably pick more puggish maps. Now, they should be able to get the win against Force One Esports on their own home turf, but I don't think they'll be able to pull off Ascent against Samurai Esports. Hopefully, they will never have to face Samurai Esports in the first place. But if
Hmm.
we do go to Ascent, Force One Esports will also have a similar approach, I believe. Both in both the maps of Split and Ascent, mid control becomes absolutely essential. So Force One Esports at least have their basics right. They know how to exploit mid. Same goes for Global Esports though. They probably will be playing a very aggressive style of Valorant, and this should allow them to get more map control, more kills, and just let Alex T pop off like SK Rossi usually does.
Yeah.
If that happens, then Global Esports will have a pretty easy time. If not, then Force One Esports are probably looking at bind in their future.
True that. I mean, honestly, it is going to be about Alex T, I guess, because global esports need to set him up in positions where he can really connect those shots. We've seen that he has the mechanical skills to back it up. He is filling some big shoes in the form of SK Rossi. So that's going to be interesting how he really pans out in a sense. But I'm really interested about the agents though because we got to see breaches on both the sides. Now, on Ascent, I'm not expecting a breach, but what are your thoughts about it? I'm going to be expecting a Phoenix as a default flasher for the team, but I don't think there's going to be a breach. What are your thoughts on it?
Why not? Why not? The flash and dash
Because
combo on Ascent is even deadlier, and we've seen Global Esports pull it off before.
Mhm.
And if they go for it, why not? But yeah, the default initiator usually is Sova. If they pick up a
Yeah.
breach, it's gonna be a double initiator setup, which does make things a little complicated. But I think Global Esports can handle it. Of course, you're right. The Phoenix also provides a lot of value. He's got only 6 points in his ultimate, and the run it back can be such an amazing tool to gather information, to gather room, and more importantly, gather kills, which you probably would have hesitated to take before. That's what the running back is very useful for. So I believe that should be able to come through as well. Although, depending on the comfort picks of these players, some people might prefer the Reyna over the Phoenix. It's just one of those maps where Reyna can actually work because of such long range engagements. The Leer can be useful. So I believe it's going to come down to how comfortable these guys are. Other than that, I believe Sova will definitely be picked up by both the sides, and that should be like the default initiator. There should be also one Sentinel, either Cypher or KJ. Most of the times, people go for KJ, but I guess we'll have to wait and watch. Although I do believe there is a small chance that Global Esports might even pick up Sky instead. If they pick up Sky, they will have a little bit of Breach, a little bit of Sova all rolled into one, along with a little bit of Sage. So without further ado, let's just jump right into the agent selection screen. We have Knight Rider picking up Jet, Alex T on the Jet as well. Hellranger has indeed picked up the Breach. The only difference is Kappa is not playing it this time. It is Hellranger who's playing it. So yeah, there you go, Salty. The Breach does come through. Kappa goes for a Sova instead, because the Breach is a more versatile agent. Sova requires a little bit of practice, so I guess Kappa will be playing it because he has practiced the Sova quite a lot. Lightning Fast going for the Astra and skills on the Killjoy this time instead of the Raze. Alright then, that's interesting. Let's move on over to Force 1. Knight Rider on Jet, Rafa on Reyna, Shivi on Sova, and then we have a KJ and an Astra as well. So the only real difference is Rafa picking up Reyna and Hellranger picking up Breach instead. That's the only two agents that are different. Everyone else, more or less the same.
Yep, true. And again, we will be theory crafting into the game crypts, but
Yeah, I guess Salty just
have
lagged out a little. Hopefully that doesn't happen to you guys. Salty, are you back, my buddy? Buddy? All right, no problem, no problem. Hopefully he will be back by the time the game is here. And there you go, I see him moving. Hello
yeah,
there.
it's a little Discord problem. It happens almost everywhere, all across.
No
It
problem, no
happens
problem.
all across in India. Indian ISPs, you gotta fix your things. But I
I
guess
know,
these
right?
teams, I guess they have the gameplays fixed, so it shouldn't be a problem. When we move into Ascent, it's probably going to be a very extravagant affair.
Yeah, it's gonna be an extravagant affair. I hope never mind. I was gonna crack a very dirty joke, but I held off against it. I've been holding off on a lot of things, right? I've been biting my tongue a lot. I was about to roast you, about to crack a little affair joke. But hey, I'll hold off on it for now. Either way, it is definitely going to be an extravagant affair. For those of you who understood what I was trying to say, kudos to you. You're the real man of culture. Either way, let's jump into the game. We have these guys prepared and ready. Force One Esports going to be starting on defense, Global Esports on attack. Let's see where this takes us because these are the last few days that people will get to enjoy Breach. Keep in mind that in the next patch, the Breach flashpoint price is being increased. Also, he will not have 3 flashes anymore. He will only have 2. So this is probably the last time that Hellraiser can actually spam it and use it to win tournaments. Might as well use it
Hmm.
while it's still enjoyable.
True that. True that. And I guess Hellranger will be able to pull it off. He's been a very calm and composed player, and he's probably the ideal person to be on either a controller or an initiator because he loves to set his teammates up. He loves to set his duelists up to get frags. He is also a player who can actually play a Breach in a very good manner because generally Breach has a very slow animation with the flash and returning back to the weapon. It's going to be a bit difficult, but I feel Hellranger is probably the right guy to pull it off.
It could be the right guy to pull it off. He's gonna have to work along with his jet in order to make this one work. And the flash and dash combo is like the oldest trick in Valorant, right? And Ascent is the map in which this whole flash and dash concept was invented. We have seen Global Esports slap Team Valor left and right with it. Of course, this is a different tournament, a different team, but we've seen how effectively they can pull it off. And they do it on the defensive side too, not just on attack. I can't even believe what's going to happen when Hellranger starts using his flash and dash every now and then to help set his teammates up for success. That, combined with Kappa's recon darts, could be the game changer. And that's the best part about Global Esports too, especially Kappa. This guy obviously has the game sense and the skill level of any pro player, but the one thing that sets him apart is his timing. Oh my god, the timing on a Sova can be so game changing.
Yeah, he's always very lethal with those recon darts and always has it when it's really important, right? In those crunch moments, you always find that, oh no, there's still 10 seconds remain before my recon dart recharges, but that does not happen with Kappa. But again, you mentioned things are going to be a bit complicated if there's a double initiative setup on Global Esports, and now that we do have that, I mean, what are your thoughts about it?
The only thing I was worried about is that they won't play it slowly, they won't play defaults. But then now that I think about it, they will probably play it slowly just to gather information with Kappa's recon dots. And then they will go for this whole sneak up, play contact, and then burst into the site kind of approach. They did it on split, like for a few rounds, where they were just trying to go as deep into enemy territory as possible without being detected. But once the
Yep.
jig was up, once they've been detected, they burst out using the flashpoints and everything. So I believe that kind of strategy will be relevant in this map as well. I mean, if you look at it, the setup is more or less the same. The draft is more or less the same as the last time. The only difference is Hellranger went for a breach this time, and the controller is Astra and not Omen. Yeah, of course. I mean, in a map like Ascent, Astra can place the same amount of one-way smokes as an Omen can. So why? Why would you pick Omen instead?
True that, and also the fact that the paranoia is a good flash, of course, but I feel like the gravity well and the Nova pulses can really help you clear out those corners, especially if
Yeah.
you are in a retake position. You have to clear out the boathouse. You can just place 2 stars and pull out a gravity well and a Nova pulse, and basically have cleared out the entire region for yourself. And the players inside are going to be vulnerable and stunned for quite a few seconds, and you will be able to get your retake by that time. So I feel that Astra is a very versatile character, especially in this map. We'll have to figure out how global esports can actually pull it off. We saw Hellranger was very, very lethal on the Omen, but on the Astra, I don't think they're going to be struggling too much.
Yeah, he was lethal on the Omen. On Astra, I believe they're going to be even better. And because Hellranger, the IGL himself, is playing Breach, he can control the timing of his attacks really, really well. You put that
Yep.
together with Kappa and his abilities, it is just going to be such a massive force that Force One probably would not be prepared for. Because that's the best part about their attacks. The timings of their attacks almost always catch their opponents in an off guard position or when they are at their most vulnerable. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. You should be starting with the game live soon. Unfortunately, the lobby crashed, so we're gonna restart it soon. Of course, that's what happens when you have internet issues, and hopefully Indian ISPs do something about it soon. But don't worry, guys. We will be starting with the game soon. For all of those who are asking what time is the game gonna start, we've already done the agent selections, and we're gonna be jumping into the game anytime soon now.
Yep, true that. And I guess Sports One Esports, this is going to be one opportunity. Global Esports did win on their home turf. It's going to be an opportunity for them to come back and probably give a statement. And just like you mentioned, Ascend being on the same league as Split, the structure is kind of similar. The mid control aspect of it is also going to be similar. Therefore, Force One should really struggle quite a bit, but also the fact that it's going to be a bit difficult if you are on attack. It can be a bit jarring to actually brute force your way in. Sometimes the cages can really, really be a problem. So it's going to be interesting how they can actually pull it off. And if Force One do manage to pull this victory, I guess we will be in for a finale. We'll be in for a popcorn deserving map 3.
Yeah, popcorn deserving map 3 in bind. Well, unfortunately, guys, I have a little bit of sad news for you. We're going to be heading to a short break while we figured out the technical issues. We'll be back with the game in no time, so don't go anywhere. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Pro Series Valorant, brought to you by AORUS and AMD. Sorry for keep you guys waiting. Let's jump right into the game. Uh, we
Yep.
have Force One Esports going up against Global Esports, and Global already won the first game. This is going to be the second match. This is going to be an Ascent, and this is Global Esports map pick. Let's see whether or not they can close it out in a 2-0 affair, or whether we will go to map number 3 Bind.
Yes, let's see if they can close it out. This is going to be Valorant Pro Series brought to you by AORUS and AMD. The second map of the best of 3 of the upper bracket finals is online, ladies and gentlemen. Force One kick things off on defense. Global Esports are on the attacking side. Again, running you through the agent selection: Knight Rider on Jet, Rafa on the Reyna, Shivy on the Sova, RVK on the KJ, and Scargod on the Astra. Pretty much default on Force One. But on the other camp, we have a breach in the form of Hellranger instead of his usual controller skills. Is again on his KJ. Lightning Fast is doing up the astral duties. Kappa on the Sova and Alex T on the Jet as usual. Yeah, only a single duel is set up from Global Esports, but they have 2 initiators. I guess a breach can really create an opening instead of Jet. But let's see who picks up what role. The one-way smokes are already deployed. The stars are live. Crips, it's all yours.
Well. What do we have on our hands? A very fast A fight. Rafa already picks up the kill onto Alex T and gets away with murder in cold blood. At the same time, Skills is trying to make something happen on the B side, but that is just a ruse, just a distraction. Knight Rider already trying to move all the way up in high mid, will be facing Kappa and so many more. Tries to get away to safety, but Lightning Fast will pick him off even through the cloud burst. 4v4, situations equalized. Where do we go from here now? Global Esports. Oh wow! RVK picked off Skills, and this was such an awkward fight too. And he had no idea this was coming. Hellranger gets Rafa though as he tries to move out of the nebula, looking in the wrong direction. But Scargod playing this cheeky one and done angle should be able to get Kappa as he's trying to put his recon dart down. The recon dart will not reveal anyone, and oh my god, he lines them up!
Beautiful. Scar got the timing on the gravity well was perfect. Both the players, I guess only one player was vulnerable, but that's all he needed because he had to just shoot the bullet in their general direction and they were down. Beautiful stuff right there. But Force One Esports, this was a quick move, honestly, because we've seen them pushing in aggressively through mid, especially Knight Rider. You know, the KJ rotating all the way from mid, maybe coming in through the connector and falling back and getting Skills over the near the B entrance. It was kind of weird that he rotated all the way, but they managed to do that.
Oh my god, another fast fight towards the A site. And Alex T will be dying already. I wonder why he pushed in so deep without the help of his teammates.
Well, they've been doing that quite a lot now. Scargod, who will get Hellranger through the smoke, and the crossfire is well set up. But I don't think they need a crossfire. Scargod is just going to find lightning pass through the smoke. RVK is well prepared to get kills, and one by one the players are about to fall. Kappa, the only one holding back with the Sheriff. He needs to drop some weapons. Otherwise, I guess the economy on Force One is going to be too brutal to break for a couple of rounds now.
Yeah, it is going to be a bit brutal. Force One Esports.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, look at that. They're trying to surround Kappa from all the sides, and RVK does come in from the back, but look at how much freedom RVK's been playing with. In the previous round, he went all the way from mid to B to get the kill onto Skills, and this time going all the way down and attack a spawn. If he keeps on playing with this much freedom, if he keeps on playing this aggressively and nicely, I think he will put enough pressure on Global Esports to actually make this whole half work in their favor. Now what do Global Esports respond with? They also have Spectres, so they're not going in for a full buy. Because they upgraded to the Sheriffs. Yeah, because they upgraded to Sheriffs and Pistols and whatnot last time, they don't have enough for Phantoms and Vandals this time around. The turret is wrongly deployed, but that's alright. Alex T now trying to sneak his way into mid along with the rest of his teammates. Knight Rider is going to be the first point of contact. Will be made redundant as the Nebula comes through, locking him out of action. But if he can time his push right, he might just be able to get behind all of them. He doesn't push through, but that's all right because RVK now has a big responsibility on his shoulders. Luckily for them, there is Kappa, who's coming in from B main, should be able to protect them just a little bit. Knight Rider good for only one as he pushes through the Nebula, and Shivi also can't stay in there for much longer. So many treats going down in just a matter of seconds, and when the dust settles, it is a 2v2. Global Esports just barely managed to make their way into the site, and now they must plant. Luckily for Global Esports, nobody is coming in from the A defender spawn yet. But they have heard Rafa, they have heard the other players as well, and Scargod gets pre-fired. It's now down to a 1v1. Rafa's on full HP, but Skills still gets him. Quad kill for this Sentinel as he steps up for his team, getting him the first round.
Beautiful stuff right there. I almost thought that Knight Rider was in a position where if he had timed that move perfectly, he could have got so many kills. He got the ball. But they were actually fully prepared for it. Especially Kappa was there to check out the doors region, and he was fully prepared for a player coming in. And there were 1-for-1 trades. So Global Esports, in spite of losing players, they were very much prepared for anyone coming in from any particular direction. It was just that things end in the favor of Skills at the end of it. But now what? Knight Rider has this big bad gun on him. Wouldn't peek very aggressively. I guess he will. Shot throw falls back. It is actually pretty unfortunate that he couldn't get the kill. But now Rafa still holding down mid. No aggression as of yet. The players from Global Esports are still trying to walk up the catwalk region.
And they might just be walking into a bit of trouble because there are two defenders over here. They have Scargod and RBK. The flash doesn't affect any of them as he was playing that close angle. Alex T does come in to clean up the mess, but he's lost two of his most crucial players.
What can he do right now? The op is coming. Shibi, his perfect positioning, gets one, but is only good for one. Skills will trade him off. This is a 2v2 again. We've seen so many trades happen, and every single time Global Esports and Force One.
Bamboozled.
True that. Spike is on the B side though, and Force One know that. But Alex T is yet to make his way in. This can be difficult for him to actually get into a decent post run positioning if they can actually shut him down from sight, and they do that. Lockdown comes out, but Rafa as well as Knight Rider, two of them are going to be a bit too difficult for Skills to deal with. They might actually rush in from both the ends of the boat house region. Skills gets one. Knight Rider shuts him down, will destroy the lockdown as well. But Alex T is more than prepared. This is going to be a Jet versus Jet. Will we see some anime Jet action? That's going to be the question. Knight Rider quite low on HP. Alex shuts him down. Triple kill for him. Beautiful stuff right there. Beautiful recovery from Global Esports. And there they have it. The equalized 2-2.
Yeah, I was so scared that Alex T might not be able to come in time to help his teammate out. And I really thought Skills would die over there without getting a single kill because they were about to double peek him, but he flicks onto Rafa just in the nick of time, boils down Knight Rider to low enough HP so that Alex T can, finish him off. And with that, Global Esports are able to get this round as well. They did not invest a lot into this round either, so they still have good amount of money. Global Esports now tying things up. This should be the beginning of their comeback. But look at F1, they are very keen on pushing right off the bat. Unfortunately for them, Alex T has his position along with Hellranger's flashes, so this should get the kill onto him pretty easily.
Oh wait, what?
Even when he was splashed. That's ridiculous.
Even through the splash. But it's fine, I guess. 1-for-1 trade, but still, Global Esports are pretty much into the game. Dropping a weapon shouldn't have been the criteria for them, though. They would have loved to keep it clean, but that's okay. 44, things heavily stacked in their favor. The weaponry is in their favor as well. But Rafa, look at his positioning. The man has actually found his way towards the B entrance. Got a frag for himself as well. Is good for another one, is he?
How do Post-1 Esports keep on getting away with stuff like this? But no, Skills getting the kill on Shivi now clears up the entire B side for him. So even though Rafa was able to get into their back lines, the net impact is basically nothing because now Skills is deeper into their territory. Rafa backstabbing Global. We have Skills backstabbing Force One. Yeah, so this is the battle of the backstabbers, and let's see which one of these is able to get in there on time. The Hunter's Fury has been committed by Global Esports, and does it get anything done? No. It actually helps them destroy just the lockdown and nothing more than that. Hellranger, about to go ultimate, but he will be able to get the kill on the Knight Rider. So good. I was 100% sure that Hellranger would die over there, but for some reason, he survived. We're gonna have to take a look at that replay to understand what happened over there once again.
He just missed on the right click. I mean, that's about it. And couldn't even bring out the weapon. That was sort of comical. Hellranger His position was
Oh no.
checked. He was in the rolling thunder animation. He was left there with his spans down, but Force One just couldn't press the kill switch. It's
And
okay, I guess.
there was a little bit of damage done as well to him. It's not like the right click completely missed. Some of the blades
Yeah.
connected. I hate it when that happens. Like a blade storm shotgun blast. Some of the bullets just don't connect. And then you're left with what 100 something damage. Just so frustrating.
Yeah. It's also like a suicide mission because you also have an animation to pull out your weapon, so that sort of gives the opportunity for the other person to pull out his weapon and shoot you in the head. But that's enough of Jet versus Breach right there. We have a KJ. Skills is still trying to hold an advanced position. Will maybe try to push up mid, but nothing as of yet. No follow-up from his teammates. Most of them are sort of creeping out outside the B entrance. I guess Skills will have the job of making something happen through mid, while the other players will try to push up the entrance. But the AWP misses yet again. Knight Rider will be forced to reposition, but again, I'm looking at the map. Skills still didn't make a move. Rafa's position will be taxed through the smoke. Will get lightning fast. Will get him. Skills now in prime position. He has a job to do when RVK, I guess, shows up. Already dings him, brings him down to barely breathing HP. And there you can see getting kills left and right. Shivy tasked of getting lightning fast, but doesn't able to do that. This is going to be so difficult. 3v3 for them. Scargot coming in from the A entrance.
Oh my
I
god.
guess they're not prepared for it. They're not prepared for it. The Spiker will be taken down, but that's about it. I guess that buys them enough time to work with. Alex D will get taken down by RVK, and this is shifting completely in favor of Force One, and Kappa doesn't have enough time. He needs to save the weapon and run away from it.
Yes, that's what happens when global esports try to go for mid control too much. They just end up forgetting about the other parts of the map. They forgot that Force One esports can push up A main and have a player present over there. And they've been backstabbed so many times on B main when people manage to get in from mid and get to the back lines of B main. This has happened like 2 or 3 times now where global esports got backstabbed from the main areas. And they can't let Force One keep getting away with stuff like this. We're already halfway through the first half. 3-3 scores already done. And if global esports don't recover from these game-changing mistakes right now, then Force One esports should be able to push this into map number 3.
Early stuff. A lot of shock darts being invested early on, but the Owl drone is going to give them some sort of information, I believe. RVK's position has been tagged, but he will be forced to fall back as well. Nothing as of now. Information trading.
Yeah, luckily nobody follows up on the back of him to get that kill with a pre-fire or something. But most of global esports now looking to burst out of B's sight, but they don't have the spike yet. Here comes a nice Hunter's Fury. Should be able to get a couple of tags, maybe even a kill. Yes, he does. Maybe gets the better of Skills. And Skills was an important player. This is going to make the post-plant situations of global esports so much harder. And at the same time, they do get a return pick. So both the killjoys of either team are dead. Finally, a Cosmic Divide comes through, and this is global esports Cosmic Divide, only to shut down the area on the defender spawn. They don't have the market areas covered. They put down another Cosmic Divide of their own, yeah, so that they can not let global esports into the side. And as soon as they try to burst out of this side, they will be unprepared. But they managed to plant the spike with 2 players still in the back. This means that they will have very little post-plant positions, and global esports can get sucked into the gravity wells, but they return the favor of gravity wells of their own. Both the Astros are going to have to be of crucial importance over here, but global esports, they first kill the players who are coming into the site and then focus on the guys who are already in there.
Beautiful stuff. Beautiful stuff right there. Global esports. The Astros, both the Astros from both teams were actually pretty important in that round, but fourth round for global esports, it kind of means that Force One will have to go into the economic dumpster right now. Nothing on them. Just a few sheriffs and a single ghost and classics to work with, while the other team is heavily equipped with all the weaponry. This basically means should be an effective 5-3 for global esports. But then again, I guess the task on Force One would be to try and maybe drop a few weapons, dent the economy as much as possible, hit it with what you got. That's
Oh
what they
my
do.
god.
That's what they do. Rafa with the one tap on a lightning fast will get the first pick. Now he tries to go a bit aggressive, tries to go for the second one, tags another one. He's not gonna get the one tap, but that's fine, I guess. He has dealt enough damage on the Jet. Maybe the others can follow up with it.
And then going for the follow-up on mid. So many players just seeping right through. Rafa can't really do much because he's been flashing. His position's been revealed already, and Hellranger sprays down both him and Shibi. Good stuff. It's now up to Skills to step it up. But unfortunately, Skargod is already on the back lines. He's trying to come in from mid. Turns
Wait,
around
what?
and gets the kill onto Alex T. No, this is disastrous. Alex T missed the shot with the operator. And now he's dead, putting Skills in a very uncomfortable situation. Luckily, he was towards mid and it was open, so he can get towards the A site. But my goodness, that was a blunder of epic proportions by Alex T. If they lose this round, it's gonna be all his fault. But Skills, he's more than capable of pulling this off. He's also got the lockdown to delay them a little bit. All the utilities placed. This should be a good enough round for Skills. He can isolate those 1v1 fights. But Force 1 Esports are wise enough to not offer him those. He can hear them both coming through now. And he's gonna put down the lockdown. This is gonna force them to come and fight Skills, making them walk into the alarm bot where Knight Rider will get vulnerable. Skills now just needs to play a little more patiently. Gets the better of Skargod as well. What a wonderful clutch. This man stepping up for his team. The big brain moves. And take a look at Hellranger. He has to sip that water because he had his heart in his mouth.
Yeah, true that. But again, the way Team Force One, I mean, it's a victory on my books, honestly, because it was their eco. They got 3 weapons down for them. Skills wonderfully clutching it out, but turning that round into a position where they were almost about to win in a 2v1 situation. That's nuts. Force One did enough work, and look at this now. Global esports, their economy is not very healthy. 2 players only have barely 1,700 to work with. Next round, I guess, if they lose this round, it's going to be a bit difficult for them to buy next round.
Yeah, but it's at least better than F1's economy, who are probably going to have to go for very cheap weapons in the next round. But what a play from Skills. Like, he put down that alarm bot in a position where he knew they would walk into. And the moment he put down that lockdown, he knew that they had no choice but to challenge him. So that's when the alarm bot comes in really handy. Otherwise, we would have seen someone else put down that alarm bot in some other position, like maybe at the door or maybe at the gardens. That's where he would have done it. But no, he does it at the entrance so that he can get the kill on the first guy who walks through the challenge's lockdown. Good stuff. He just manipulates Force One Esports into doing their bidding. But again, this whole round could have been a lot easier if the backstab from Skargod would have been taken care of by Alex T.
Yeah, tactical timeout. All these players are discussing. What do you think they might be discussing? I mean, there are some teams who kind of take a chill bit in the tactical timeouts, while there are some teams who just go, all and try to brainstorm their way into breaking the opposition's tactics or whatsoever. I mean, we've seen Sentinels comms, and those are hilarious. But what do you think these players might be discussing at this point? What can they improve in this match?
Global
Force One.
Global esports definitely need to improve on one thing. They need to stop getting killed by backstabbers. Like, they desperately need to. This is like the 3rd time they've committed this mistake. You can't keep on making this. Not again and again. Not in the same fashion. Fool me once, good on you. Fool me once, shame on you. But if you do it thrice, then I don't know.
Alright then, early pick. Force One might commit the ultimate early on. RVK is in prime position to maybe shut down an aggression. The Jet is there as well in the Heavens area, but the flashes are going to pull him, push him back. And look at that, RVK is in prime position, gets 2 frags right off the bat, reduces Global Esports to ashes. 3v3, still a very doable situation. Places the talent to force out RVK into a position where he needs to hold. This gives Global Esports some sort of side control to work with. The shotgun is going to, damage him a little bit, but RVK turns around, tags the other KJ, and now is the lockdown time. It is going to really make things a little worse. Hunter's Fury being deployed, invested. Again, the lockdown will be destroyed, but that's all about it. The retake should be possible now.
Yeah, but they've got 2 players of Global Esports down in heaven. Down in hell. And This could be a tricky crossfire to break open, especially when Kappa's pre-firing all the angles. Do they know that one more player is right there? They probably will be focused on Lightning Fast, but now that Skills has revealed his position, Shivy does not know who to fight first. He's just hoping Lightning Fast beats him, but Lightning Fast knows better than that, and Shivy has no choice but to go for the save.
Yep. Again, good stuff right there, but Global Esports' recovery was even better, especially after what RVK pulled off with the KJ right at the A entrance. I couldn't really imagine Global, coming back with that wonderful stuff. They had the Hunter's Fury counter the lockdown, that's fine, but the way they got those picks, the way they shut down the aggression coming in from heaven and found themselves in post-plant positions, which were again good enough to, take down all the defenders who were attempting a retake. That was pitch perfect. Now, though, Knight Rider does have the AWP on board, but almost everyone else is on pistol. So that's a very mixed buy. That's a pretty extreme buy, honestly.
Yeah, it is. And it
I mean,
seems like
this is the
they're a
AWP
bit
that has been
desperate.
saved.
They're probably just buying it only so that they can complement the firepower on the saved AWP. They don't want to have a very expensive weapon along with very cheap weapons, and the expensive weapon delivers getting the kill onto Skills, the Clutch Master. But now that this has happened, Global Esports looking to burst into the Beast site, where Knight Rider, he will be able to delete Alex T, walking straight into his crosshairs, or rather should I say, dashing straight into his crosshairs. Global Esports down to 3 men. Luckily, will have the site for themselves as nobody else from Force 1 is playing over there. But Lightning Fast needs to get more kills. That's why Hellranger is putting out more flashpoints so that he can set him up for success. Oh, this Rolling Thunder could be big. He's going on the back of it, but Knight Rider is very far away. Not affected by the Rolling Thunder, not affected by the flashes, and hits his third for the round. And they just keep walking into their crosshairs. Kappa, good for 2. Can he get anything else? Nope, not really. Force 1 Esports play on the back of Knight Rider, and Knight Rider alone. Nobody else was as impactful as him in this round, and they feed into his crosshairs. It's like he's not even trying. Like, look at that. The first kill, Skills walking past. Second kill, Alex T just doesn't do anything, and then the third kill, the Rolling Thunder doesn't affect him. And I'm not even mad at Global Esports trying to go for kills after they have planted the bomb. They need those kills. They need to equalize the situation. Otherwise, they're just going to be sitting ducks inside that site, and Force 1 can just keep throwing bodies at them. They would have been able to trade them out really, really easily. They needed to go for those kills, but who would have thought that Knight Rider would have seen that coming?
Yeah, right. I mean, Knight Rider's positioning was so perfect. More than being mad at Global Esports, I'm kind of very happy with the way Knight Rider pulled that off, because his counter positioning was just absolutely brilliant. Once he places himself in mid, watching B connector, which again isn't really a default way to use your op. So Skills might not have predicted that. Again, he places himself through the smoke. No one could have predicted that. Maybe they didn't imagine him being there in that position. But talking about this round, though, this looks to be a fast push. Rafa, there goes. The shutters have been pulled on him. And again, tagging quite a lot on Hellranger. He is barely breathing at this point, 20 HP to work with. And Scargod and others, they're basically guarding down A like a fortress. At this point, it's going to be very difficult for them to shut down the aggression. RVK being smoked off. The push might be coming in at any point. Utility is being dumped in as well. They're still trying to make something happen. Rafa being blinded, Lightning Fast coupling up on it. This is beautiful coordination between Global Esports players. But now Scargod, he has a very big responsibility. I guess his influence on this round is going to be the biggest. He finds Skills with his pants down. Gets one, is as good as one though. RVK will come inside, will get one. That is about it. Global Esports, one player on 20 HP will be shut down by Knight Rider, and that's all about it. That is the round there. Force 1, beautiful stuff right there.
Last round before the
Yeah, but the way Force 1 was slowing Global Esports down to a crawl allowed them to get most of their members into the side before Global Esports could move in. The rotations were here on time, and Force 1 had the trap ready. Global stepped right into it, and then they spring the trap. Force 1 Esports doing pretty well for themselves, especially RVK, who's been getting kills in all sorts of fashions. He's been getting entry frags, he's been getting flank kills, he's been holding the sites, he's done everything for his team.
Get out of my way.
Alex T. Blade Storm's early invested. The Outrun is going to couple up on it as well. Information gathers, intel. At this point, I guess RVK and I believe the Sova, both of them are going to set them in a crossfire position, but Alex D has already made his way in deep into enemy territory. He can breach his way into the spawn area as well. This can be problematic. The other players from Global Esports, they're still trying to pressure the B main area. This can be deadly for them, but Alex D has to be very much aware of his backstabs. But no, he's already found his way to CT. This is disastrous. RVK and others are completely surrounded. Shivy has been shot.
Oh no!
No!
Spike down.
Skylar, oh my goodness, this is Force One Esports, and this is RVK. This is his era, and we are living it.
Dude, Global Esports was not supposed to fail that round. RVK is playing in a one and done position. It's called one and done because you're only supposed to get one frag out of this. And then you're supposed to die. You're supposed to get traded out. But no, what does he do? Sprays down 3, turns around for the 4th. That's ridiculous. He's sitting at how many kills? He's sitting at 18 kills already with only 6 deaths. That's a KD of 3 if my math is correct. Holy shit. Like, forget the one and done positions. He's got quad kills out of that. Especially when Global Esports have successfully managed to get Alex D all the way into the defender entrance. When they have all the utility. When they're attacking from B main, from market, and the defender entrance. 3 entrances off the B side in control of Global Esports. And they all fall to RVK. Despite the odds being heavily stacked against him. How does he pull that off? Jesus, that's disgusting.
That is disgusting, but with that, Team Global Esports, they find themselves 6-6, which again is a similar scoreline which we find ourselves in Split as well. So Force One and Global Esports, this is a pretty neck and neck competition. Again, Force One still trying to walk up catwalk, still trying to challenge the Cager who's there, but the utility are there. It has been deployed as well. 3 players stacking up. The read is fine from Global Esports. Will they be able to, shut down the aggression? That is the remaining question.
Oh, then all the way into Gardens now. A very awkward position to fight from, but this is going to put Hellranger in a really tough spot. Luckily for Global Esports, they still have control of A main, and the Spike getting killed gives them all the information they need to work with. Oh, but they only have 1 player in there.
Wow.
Kappa gets pre-fired by Rafa. That's disgusting. Lightning
30
fast.
seconds left.
I did mention that him being in Winery could be a little boon for Global Esports because his position was of crucial importance. But then it's been, it's become irrelevant now.
Yeah, but it's practically irrelevant. He couldn't really pull off anything. I guess his skill will be captured sometime in the future, but he can still pull it off. I mean, the players from Force One Esports, they're quite isolated as of yet. Chevy is barely breathing, 3 HP to work with. And that gives light. Oh no. Okay, so pre-fires Lightning Fast, looks in the other direction at the wrong time. And Force One find themselves an early round in the half. Attacking team having this early round advantage, this can be very, very crucial for them. They can actually utilize it and get to 8-6 pretty early on. And if they do that, I guess they are in a position where they can really, really win on Global Esports' home turf. Not home turf because Ascent isn't their home turf technically, but they are playing Ascent either way. It's their pick, so we can call it their home turf.
Yeah, we really can. Now, this is where the problem begins. Global Esports down to crawl. Just the pistols. Force One having the better weaponry over here. They can actually extend their lead even further. The turret is such a difficult thing to fight, but not when you have Spectres. Could be a force in the pistol run, but Lightning Fast trying to jiggle peek across the corner. Should be able to at least get the kill onto the Sova, but Rafa just dry peeks him. Ferrari. Oh, Alex D still here. He can get across the whole gap over there, get the Spectre in his hands as well, but not ready for RVK now, is he? Both of them struggling to connect their shots, and RVK still wins in the end, but Kappa and his shock darts are just as deadly. Meanwhile, Scargod has reached all the way up on the mouth of mid, which means he should be able to cut the rotations, but Kappa might be aware about him. Oh no! The timing of that recon dart is just bad. He knew that there must be someone, but he did not know exactly where. He did not know Scargod would be this deep.
Yeah. Exactly. He predicted there should be someone, and that's why the recon dart was deployed over there. But he was just exactly at the mouth of the mid area. But good stuff by Alex T. I guess I felt like that frag was important. At least drop the weapon there. But that was about it. And Force One keeping it as clean as possible. Did drop 2 weapons, but shouldn't really be crying a lot about those. And now here it comes. Kappa, the Sova, and the Odin combo Crips. Do we get to see some brrr?
Well, they need some brr. Otherwise, they're going to be crying. They need it. They want it. They're asking
Go
for
for
it.
it, Kappa.
I hate
Go
myself.
for it.
I
Be
hate
the
myself
bad
for saying
boy.
it.
Be the anti-hero. Go for it.
Yeah, as soon as someone gets tagged, he's gonna start firing, and it does go brrr in the end. RBK gets sprayed down. There's nothing he could have done. And he's also destroyed Rafa's HP. The aftershock could have killed him if he did not get away from there. But all of them walking away with such less HP. Rafa can't even heal himself because he's got nobody tagged. And another recon dart. Another kill for Kappa. No, wait, that wasn't even a recon dart. I believe that was with the owl drone.
This man is just living the life of his dreams. Knight Rider trying to be aggressive, dashes into the smoke, but Alex T said counter him. But then there is Kargot who can actually back up on him. The flash is perfect. Alex T gets Kargot. Last bet to deal with. Knight Rider gets Alex. Hellranger trades off Rafa. Now this turns into a 1v4. Too much responsibility on one player's shoulders, but the Jet is there for it. We've seen 1v4s. We've seen 1v5s. Knight Riders. One guy can pull it off. Gets one. But that's about it. And here it comes. Here it rains. Kappa with the Odin making a statement. Those bullets at the end of the round, it just goes to show that Force One, you need to be careful because this weapon, it's gonna sing, it's gonna dance, it's gonna play the songs of death, and it's gonna be a melody of death for you.
Melody of Death. I would have loved it if you said Symphony of Death because then my inner metal
yeah.
would be really proud. But that's alright. I don't expect everyone to be as cultured. Kappa is the real man of culture though with this big bad weapon. And he's gonna be making his enemies so salty with this.
Someone is taking digs, but I guess Kappa
and
is
I
taking...
always am. No, he's not even digging anymore. Kappa's not even digging. He's excavating this whole side. He's discouraging anyone from even setting foot inside B main. And that's why you can see Force One trying to make something happen on mid. They're hoping they will be able to find a little opening on mid to B or maybe get Rafa all the way deep into mid. You know, almost at defender spawn. Hopefully he will be able to cut off a few rotations, but this time Global Esports should be aware about this. I mean, the way Hellranger is moving up on him, it does give me a little indication that he might be here, but no, that Nebula could actually be devastating. Hellranger gets that recon dart broken in time, but Rafa still picks him off. And now he's dismissed all the way into Gardens. There's not much that LST can do, and Knight Rider is popping off heads on mid, and the whole round is crumbling.
The whole round has to crumble, especially if no one really backs on what Kappa has been doing. This man has been individually holding the B side all by his own self. But if they give away space in mid, if they give away space in A, then this entire work that he's been doing in B just gets neutralized, and that's what it is. He again gets killed for himself, but a 1v4 at this point with barely any HP left, he gets Chivy. Rafa is gonna peek him. The weapon. He withdraws the weapon at the wrong time, but he was about to die, so it's not really his fault. He's been doing a lot of heavy lifting for his team, at least in at the start of the round. The way he has been, you know, discouraging Force One to do anything in the B main region is just absolutely brilliant. But then if Global Esports don't work up on it and really don't strengthen their mid and the A, then this is exactly what happens. They can breach the other openings and get Kappa. He can get 3 kills for you, but that's about it. The round is over.
Yeah, and Force One have been able to get mid control so very often now. Like, almost every time Rafa reaches that position on the mouth of mid, like, almost towards defender spawn itself. And this time Hellranger was aware about it, but that nice Nebula plus Recon Dart combo revealed him, and then everything started to fall apart. Global Esports now forced to play very, very passively, and they're moving on to the eco weapons. Sometimes they're even as desperate enough to pick up the Judge and the Odin. So you know the Global Esports is in a lot of pressure. They are under a lot of stress. Oh, but here comes the Judge. Getting the kill onto Knight Rider. He's put down more Nebulas over there as well. Maybe this flash can actually help Lightning Fast burst out and get one more. And he deals a lot of damage. Good enough for now, but I am kind of concerned. If Force One Esports, all of those players have been revealed over here, then what does Hellranger have to say? A nice one-tap onto Skargod before RVK finally takes him down. That Nebula fading away at the wrong time was actually putting Hellranger in a lot of danger, but hey, at least he cleared out one more player before he finally bit the dust.
Alex T,
30 seconds
his
left.
position is being challenged. They are going to look up heavens, and there he is standing with the classic. Nothing much that he can pull off though, but he needs to collect a weapon if he can. I'm not actually sure why the KJ is still holding the position. I guess, yeah, I thought that he was AFK for a moment, but no, he's not. RVK is in prime position. Hunter Few comes out as well. Will check the default angles, will prevent the plant from happening, but the spike will be planted. RVK has been taken down with the Hunter's Few. So good stuff right there. Chevy really struggling to get the kill onto Alex T, but eventually finds it. 1 HP to work with, and I guess if Kappa manages to get the shot right, it can be beautiful. This can be done, and Kappa will do it. I thought that when he went onto the reload mode, it's going to be game over, but then both of them did go on the reload mode. But that's fine.
Thrifty.
Dude, it was so anxiety-inducing. First of all, really good job by Lightning Fast getting all those judge kills over there. Global Esports making the best out of the Seco round, revealing the remaining positions as well, and even Hellranger with some crucial Sheriff taps. And then comes Kappa to get the kill onto RVK. But that wasn't the primary objective. The primary objective was just to stop the spike launch because there was very little time remaining. If he could have stopped that, then this whole round would have been over a lot sooner. But Kappa steps up once more. He had one final trick left to show us to pick up the round for his team.
This time around, this is going to be Operator Odin combo. And as far as I can see, both of them are present in B. So this is a pretty big B investment. But Force One, this time around, they are trying to execute something on the A side. So I'm not sure if Global Esports can actually respond to it, because most of their round winnings were really dictated on the fact that Kappa was preventing the B executes. But this time they're going A. And this time around, Lightning Fast as well as Hellranger. Not Hellranger, I believe it's going to be Skills. So Lightning Fast and Skills, both these players have to show up. 2v5, it's going to be a bit difficult, but with all the defensive utility that both Skill and Astra have, they might be able to pull it off.
Force One Esports have called the tech pause, so we're going to have to wait a little bit more before this game finally starts. But that does give us a little bit of time to break down what is going on in the game so far. We've already pointed out that Force One Esports have been getting mid-controlled pretty damn easily, and Global Esports have not been able to contest it. But that being said, Global Esports defense on the actual sides does look pretty stellar. And the way they're able to identify win conditions for themselves is also really good, because they're able to make sure that even though they're on an eco, they use the time to their advantage, they use the utility to their advantage, and so far Global Esports have been doing a pretty good job at that. Force One Esports need to exploit mid more and more, because it's working for them. It has been their bread and butter, and soon it will be their only and primary source of nutrition. But you can't just survive on bread butter anymore. You need some more amount of food. You need some more sources of nutrition, and you're gonna have to rely on A main and B main also just as much as you rely on mid. So yeah, those are the win conditions for either of these teams. Global Esports need to strengthen up their mid assault. Force One Esports need to strengthen up their assaults on A main and B main. Of course, they are very scared of going towards B main right now because they know that Kappa has an Odin. Does that mean that they're going to be going towards A?
Yes, they
so
are.
far, it does look like it. Oh my god.
Hunter's Fury comes out as well. Bladestorm, a lot of ultimates being invested. Chevy will try and clear out the default locations, but will find no one. He didn't even manage to tag anyone, I believe. But that's alright, I guess. Force One, they fall back immediately. This time around, they're trying to go B, and the read is perfect. Alex T is still holding the area with the operator. This can be deadly for Force One if they lose few players at the entrance. But I believe some players will go mid and try to make something happen. The Owl Drone has been timed perfectly. Kappa knows that there is something happening in this region,
But
checks out all those cameras.
But he doesn't spot anyone. And because he doesn't see anyone, Alex T is very keen on going to attack right now. He does get the kill, falls back to safety. So even though the drone didn't spot anyone, maybe this recon dart will. And it does reveal quite a lot of people. Good stuff now. Global Esports know exactly what's happening. And they put down the Cosmic Divide so that Force One Esports does not sneak through.
Wow.
But that Rolling Thunder might just make things a little awkward. And Global Esports want to push the envelope right now. They want to challenge Force One on their own home turf. This could be devastating. Kappa waiting on just over here.
Give me those back.
How did he not get the kill onto Knight Rider? He probably doesn't have a line of sight just yet. And Knight Rider deletes him from the server, decapitating him with the Blade Storm. Need to make sure that they don't get the spike down, but they will. Force One not only have the man advantage right now, but Global Esports don't have any ultimates left. And a Cosmic Divide for Force One to make sure that these guys can't come through. It just keeps on getting harder and harder. I don't understand. Why did Global Esports invest in the Rolling Thunder when they had the Cosmic Divide, when they knew that Force One Esports is going to be on the other side? They probably wanted to challenge them, but the Rolling Thunder did not connect onto all of them. But Skills does connect. He's gotten two on the watch of a third, but Shivi finally denies him. You can't rely on Skills too much every time. He's been lifting the weight for his team, but you can't expect him to lift too much.
How many ultimates did we invest in that round? The Hunter's Fury, Blade Storm, an Empress. We got to see 2 Cosmic Divides. I guess 2 Cosmic Divides. Only one. We got to see a Rolling Thunder. I mean,
Oh no, there were two. There were two.
Yeah, there were two.
Devices had come in. Yeah, at the end. Yeah, this whole round was like an ultimate showdown.
This time around, the setup looks different. Force One trying to make something happen in the boiler area, trying to walk up catwalk. Hellranger. Okay, RVK finds one, doesn't manage to tag him too much. 90 HP for Hellranger to work with, but now that he's spotted them on mid, I guess they know that these guys are going to rotate towards A, and that information has been relayed perfectly to Lightning Fast. Deploys those starts perfectly, deploys the smoke as well as another one to get the gravity well ready, but the lockdown is going to push him further. Will he manage to escape the lockdown? That is going to be the question. This allows Force One to walk in. Skills has been detained, but I guess he will manage to find himself a lot of trades happening, a lot of kills. But another lockdown to actually reply to it. This actually forces Force One out of the picture.
Yeah, but what's the use? They still have the man advantage. Global Esports can't do much when they are caught off guard like that. I think Force One Esports is going to walk away with this game because Global Esports do not seem to have a response. And Force One have been baiting out so much utility from Global Esports that they have nothing left by the time the actual assault of Force One comes through.
Yep, true. Force One 11 to 8. This scoreline looks pretty daunting because I didn't really think Force One would win on Global Esports' home turf, but the way they have actually shown potential, the way they've gotten mid control, you mentioned that they have their basics right and they always go for mid control and split. That is what they've been doing in here as well. And so far, so good. It's working.
Yeah, this time surprisingly Force One are not going for mid control. As I say that, they start exploring the mid link slowly and surely. Kappa reveals a couple people through the drone. But that's pretty much it. They try to push and RVK is ready for it. Of course, this was a disaster. Hellranger got a little too overexcited over there. Oh no, this could be problematic for Alex T. They know where one of the players is. They need to find the others now.
One player from Force One is still waiting for that A aggression. They know that the one player from Global Esports might actually try to be a bit too over aggressive, but these guys, they're trying to work up towards A shot. Now that they have been given some complete control over the region, skills will be falling back. But no, the swarm grenade buys him some time to reposition. He needs some frags, and I guess if he does get a frag at this position, it might discourage the Force One aggression coming in. But no, he falls back. And this is a recipe for disaster. RVK gets another frag.
Wait, hold on. He used the smokes on B, but the attack is on A. And there's already a backstab. But no, Lightning Fast! His position was of crucial importance over there. Now he's pre-firing, trying to get the kill onto Knight Rider as well. But Alex T, he buys enough time for Alex to come in here and gets the kill onto Knight Rider. There is a backstab in the works by RVK, but that backstab has been rendered useless now. F1 Esports tried to go for a very good fake over there, but Global Esports did not fall for it. And the crossfire is perfect. So here's what happened. They got the Astra to activate the smokes on mid and the B defender entrance. They were hoping that it would keep a couple of players over there and then RVK would be able to get the kill onto them, and RVK was sneaking in via the B entrances. But then they decide to go in over here. They check the position of skills, but they forget that Lightning Fast can be playing over here, and this is such a cheeky angle. Nobody would be expected to play over here because then I mean, anyone who plays on that buttons area, Lightning Fast will now have to check not only A main, but he will also have to check the A short area, and that's why it's such a bad position to be in. But he was deliberately over there because he knew that nobody would be coming in from A main, so Lightning Fast could stay over there, and Force One would have never expected him to be there.
Beautiful stuff right there, because generally you expect someone to close the door, especially if you're in that position, but the door wasn't closed, so he might have thought that, oh, no one's there. But now though, this looks like Force One. They're trying to work something up in the A. The information has been relayed, but no steps from Global Esports as of yet. They know that the rotations are pretty quick from Force One, so they just want to prevent that. As of now, Lightning Fast's smoke as well as all the nanoswarm grenades are going to be enough to discourage Force One and not enter into sight. No,
Yeah,
look
but
at the
they're
B
not
entrance
even-
scripts. Look at the B
Yeah.
entrance. They're already working up. Might find one kill, and this information is so crucial. Scargod's kill will discourage any sort of rotation, and now they have to bum rush their way on the A side. The lockdown is there, but will they be able to manage anything on the back of it? They still have the flash in the form of Reyna Lear. They're still trying to dash in. Knight Rider get some real estate to work with. Kill neutralizes one player, gets shut down. But then comes Lightning Fast. No, he will be rendered useless. Knight Rider as well as others. They beautifully capture kills for themselves. This is going to be a barrage of shot. Hunter's Fury comes out as well. Kappa will delay the planter. Will get a frag on Shivi as well. Pulls off a Sova tiff right there. Knight Rider is the only one who has so much work to do. The clock is ticking. No points of HP to work with. He's barely dying, or rather he's barely living at this point, but he did manage to plant the spike. He is going for the kill. Pre-fires one onto Hellranger, but then Kappa is there to shut him down. This is good stuff from Global Esports. They get the 10th round on board, and it looks like they are in for a party. They're not giving it Force One that easily.
And yeah, I mean, I believe the only reason why Global Esports won this round is because they decided to take matters into their own hands. As soon as they got the kill onto the Astra, they knew that Force One Esports would not have anything to lock out the sites with. Scar God not being present on the area means that Force One Esports have to just fight their way inside instead of cutting off areas like the A shot or smoking off heavens or stuff like that. And that leaves them so much more vulnerable. And the funniest part is, Kappa did not even get that kill with the Hunter's Fury. He got it with a shock dart.
Oh yeah,
So
he did.
Yeah, he pre-fired those shock darts so that they couldn't plant over there.
Pretty much slow start. Looks like 4 players trying to make something happen on the B entrance region, but the Jet with the Storm Blades, with the Blade Storm rather, is trying to walk up Catalog. This is actually pretty interesting because he might be able to get some sort of lurk happening, but Hellranger, he gets Rafa, beautiful stuff right there. This is going to discourage Force One aggression. And also, the Jet versus Keisha duel is still happening. That's going to be very crucial in matters of this own in this game itself, because right now Scargod walking up mid is on the back of the fact that Knight Rider does have this position for himself, but now that Alex T has been spotted, he'll be very paranoid and he sprays him through the wall. Skills gets Knight Rider, and Force One come down like a house of cards.
Yeah, but this was never supposed to be their round anyway. They never had a good amount of weaponry to work with. RVK has been revealed, about to get pre-fired, but RVK is very efficient with that Sheriff. I said that! And he gets a one-tap onto Alex T. Either way,
Yep.
good job by Global Esports keeping most of their players alive. They need not only the economic advantage, but they also need the round advantage. And maybe, because they have weapons, because they don't have to reinvest, they should have enough weaponry going into this round against Force One. Force One on the eco, they relinquish this round, let Global Esports get to 11-11. But this was a good eco by Force One. They figured out when Global Esports want to push. And that timing can be absolutely crucial. I said it before, the Global Esports has really good timing of their assaults, and Force One Esports just need to figure that out. They have everything else under control. They know where Global will push from. They know how they will push and what their cues are. Only thing they need to figure out is timing. And once they have that in the bag, they will have the perfect antidote to Global Esports poison.
Antidote.
Kinda miss
I
him
get
now, don't we?
the I get the reference there, but all right. Timeout activated. Players discussing strategies, or might just be taking a break.
Yeah.
I mean, either way.
Hellranger is one of those guys that likes to take a tactical timeout just to calm down the nerves of his players. Even when Global Esports would be leading, right? They will take a
Yeah.
timeout just so that they can calm down. This tactical pause was called by Force One Esports, and I can understand why. It is a crucial round for them. If they lose it, Global Esports will not only have map point, but match point. And then Force One would not have enough weaponry to contest them. Not a lot of ultimates. Global Esports have 3 ultimates this round. The Lockdown, the Blade Storm, the Cosmic Divide. All of them can be used in post-plant positions. But Skargod getting the early kill onto Hellranger. That's a very annoying player that they have just managed to eliminate. The lack of breach will make the assaults for Global Esports so much more harder, and it will force them to play kind of passively. But as soon as I say that, Skills and Kappa prove me wrong, as they are very keen on pushing out. RVK has to commit a nanostorm grenade to hold them back, but hey, at least they managed to scare off Force One Esports away from the B site. Force One now heading towards A shot. They've left Lightning Fast in a very passive position, where he will be able to spot the players, but he won't fight them. So Global Esports have decided that this is more of a retake kind of round. And why not? They have all the utilities available for a retake. The Lockdown will force the players of Force One off the site and into A long, and then the Cosmic Divide can shut them down.
Yeah.
And I believe they'll have to use both of them to make this one work. The only player that can play spoiler over here is RVK if he gets the flag timing right.
Alex T shutting down one. Is he good for another one? Beautiful stuff
Nice.
right there on Knight Rider. Lockdown invested. This is going to be very difficult for Force One. Cosmic Divide as well to reassure the round for themselves. Force One will be pushed back. Shivy as well as RVK. They have so much work to do, but I guess it's impossible right now. The fact that both the Lockdown as well as the Cosmic Divide.
Yeah, we saw it coming, didn't we?
Match point.
Like, this was readable from a mile away. I think even Force One would have predicted this. They needed to either get the kills on site and stay over there, or they're gonna have to give up the round. Because the moment that Lockdown comes through, you know that the players of Force One will fall back out of the site, and then the Cosmic Divide will shut them down. So Force One knew they're gonna have to give up on it. They might as well save their weapons. And look at the buys on Global. Oh my goodness, they're getting desperate. 2 ops. One on Alex, one on Hellranger, the Odin on Kappa. Who would have thought that this would be the kind of stuff that Global Esports pull out? And Hellranger not only has an op, but a spare Vandal lying at the side.
Right there.
Slowly and surely, Force One Esports trying to creep up mid. They know that this is the kind of place that gives them dividends every time. And Alex T, he misses. This could be the opportunity that they've been looking for. But with his little floaty thingy, he should be able to peek above that wall. They left Rafa deep in mid, and they're gonna fall back, leaving only Rafa over here. And he should be the guy who is responsible for cutting off the rotations of Global Esports, but none of them are even keen to rotate. And they don't need to rotate. The spike is heading towards the B site. Force One Esports already are in trouble because Global Esports have most of their players present over there already. Now what do? Global Esports have this trap ready. 2 players on A, 1 on mid, 1 on B. And finally the Hunter's Fury will come through. They're using it to clear out the most common angles, but they don't see anything. And as soon as Rafa tries to enter, there's a big rolling thunder that's going to hold him back. But luckily, no kills from Global Esports on the back of that rolling thunder yet. Rafa gets the better of Kappa, and this time, the site is in their control. This awkward Cosmic Divide will make things very difficult for Global Esports. A 3v3 retake, not the kind of equal situation that Global Esports wanted to find themselves in. They need to win this round, otherwise it's gonna be yet another overtime, and Rafa Skargod deliver. It's all up to Alex T. 1v2, can he pull this off? He knows where Skargod is, catches him looking in the wrong direction. But he has an operator, not the best weapon in a situation like this, and Skargod pre-fires. We are going to yet another overtime. My goodness, this game just keeps on delivering.
Switching.
I'm actually kind of surprised how Global Esports did not push on the back of that Rolling Thunder. They could have gotten a kill or two, but maybe that Cosmic Divide discouraged them. And it buys so much room for Force when Esports 2. It lets them get safely all the way into its lane 2. Forget lane 1. That's the place where Global Esports would have defended. They attacked from lane 2 on the back of that Cosmic Divide, and that's the kind of stuff we need. We went into overtime in the first game of Split. We go into overtime yet again. And this game is nail-biting. Is it nail-biting? Yes. My hands are indicative of that. Man, I wish I had some popcorn. I wish I was able to enjoy this game like you guys are able to do. But I wouldn't have it any other way. This is probably the most important game. It's the upper bracket finals. Keep in mind that these guys are playing for a confirmed slot in the grand finals. If they win this game, that's $2,500 guaranteed for the team. The team that loses this goes on to fight Samurai Esports in the lower bracket. And you do not want to be facing Samurai in the lower bracket. They have been phenomenal. Nobody wants to settle for less. Everybody wants the dub. Everybody wants the throne. And these guys are just 2 rounds away from it. Or 4 if this game goes into a double overtime. We don't know. There's a very hard chance that it will. Let's take a look at how many rounds these guys have been winning on which side so that we can get a little bit of gist. Production, can we please press tab and see what's going on? All right, let's count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 rounds on attack, 6 rounds on defense. So both the halves in regulation have been more or less equal. There's no specific side which these teams prefer. Although the teams are able to string together more rounds on the attacking side, probably on the back of economic momentum. But once you're in overtime, there's no momentum as such that you can string together. It's just these individual rounds. Now, it is less about making unique strategies and more about making less mistakes. Because in overtime, let's be honest, the nerves start to act up and you are more susceptible to making mistakes. So the teams know what works for them. Global Esports know that they have fixed their mid mistakes. They were making those mistakes on mid, where Force 1 is able to backstab them every now and then, especially on the defense. And Global Esports have worked to fix it. And I just hope they don't commit that same mistake again. For Force 1, they have been getting deep into mid using the Nebulas every now and then. But after that, Global Esports caught on to it. So what do they do now? Either strategy that either side had cooked up has now been burnt to a crisp. They are out of the strats that they have been using so far. They need to come up with something fresh. They need to dig deeper into their playbook. Maybe reinvent a new page. Maybe pick up an old strategy and rehash it by changing a few elements here and there. All the pressure. It's going to come down now. And it's the worst time to have a technical timeout. I swear to God. I mean, it could be the best time also. It gives you a little more time to discuss what's happening. But hey, this little pause, it's essential for these teams because they need to figure out what to do. So far, let's take a look at what Global Esports is doing, who are currently playing on the attacking side first. Most of them are stacking up outside of B Link. Now, if they challenge this, they will be walking right into Knight Rider. And he's got an operator. He also has the backup of Shivi right beside him. So an early recon dart might just reveal the plans of Global Esports, but I believe they won't be going for a straight up B bum rush. Of course, it's going to be along with a little bit of mid aggression as well. Knight Rider dodges the fault line. Turret has been taken care of, so Knight Rider can actually stay over here in this cheeky angle and start getting kills. But Lightning Fast has picked up RBK, and this was towards Catwalk. So now Global Esports have more options. They're trying to pick up a kill on mid as well, and Hellranger finds Rafa through the smoke. My goodness, Force 1 Esports are crumbling like a pack of cards, and Global Esports have so many options to work with. A kill on A shot, a kill on mid means they can go anywhere they want. It's gonna force Shivi to come down to mid, leaving Knight Rider alone over here all by himself. And that operator means that he doesn't have enough armor on him. Scar God has a big responsibility on his shoulders, but how big will his shoulders be when his eyes have been gouged out? XT skills, both of them delivering, and Global Esports win the first half. Let's see them do it again. They need it one more time. They cannot afford to have a double overtime now. And my goodness, the pressure is going to be unreal on Force 1 Esports. Global played it nice and safely. And like I said, it's not going to be about extravagant strategies in overtime. It's more about avoiding mistakes. And mistakes did happen from Force 1 Esports. They need to saddle up. They need to be prepared. because this galloping horse named Global Esports is not going to wait for them to saddle up. They're going to rush right in. They want that dub. One round away from getting themselves into the grand finals. Can Global Esports do it, or will we go into yet another overtime?
Let's find out. Shock darts popping and Alex D really marking the territory with the op. Kills. Just trying to hold back. Will deploy the Nano Swarm, but there was a counter Nano Swarm as well to push him back even further. Rafa on the back of the KJ. Both of them are trying to breach their way inside. Trades coming in. The Odin is there as well. But nothing has been successful. They have finally managed to get their way into sight, and this can be disastrous.
4v4 retake on the B side. So stressful. The Owl drone doesn't spot anyone. Scargod is in the same position
Beautiful.
from where RVK got that quad kill last time, and Kappa, him getting deleted means that they will have no recon dart, one of the most essential utilities in a B-side retake, and Knight Rider keeps on delivering. It's now a 4v2, make it a 1v4 as Alex T has an insurmountable responsibility and he can't live up to it. Double overtime, ladies and gentlemen. We are going the distance.
We are. This is 13-13, and both the teams, neither of them are giving an inch to their opponent at this point. In a sense, this is going hot. The entire battleground is tumbling because these two teams, they're like titans. This is like a battle of the titans. And very deservedly so. This is the upper bracket finals, and both these two teams, they're just living up to the hype. They're just living up to their performances and giving it everything they got. First overtime in the first map, second overtime in the second map as well. This is a script for maybe, you mentioned a director. I feel this is
Michael Bay?
Michael Bay. This should not be Michael Bay. This should be Christopher Nolan, because this has a lot of twists in it.
Okay, fair enough. You know your cinema. Not gonna take that away from you. But Knight Rider holding this angle can actually be disastrous. Unfortunately, it's not, because Global Esports have already made their way through, and now Knight Rider is just a bit too late. They're about to challenge the B side yet again. They have Shivi and RVK, but RVK has been locked out of the action. A random spray won't really connect. Lightning Fast does pick up Shivi, so that's the B side wide open right now. And RVK can't help. He just could not do anything to save his teammate over there. 4v5. Global Esports have the advantage. The best part is they still have Gravity Wells and Flashpoints left. But that makes things even easier for Global Esports. They need to win this. So far, both the teams have been successful in their attacking side, but can Force One break this curse? It's going to be a very difficult retake, but can they make it happen? Nope. Hellranger peeks, taps away at RVK. More people to follow through. Skills is holding the crossfire, and he should be able to get Rafa looking in the wrong direction. Of course, that beam in position is a menace to be dealt with. And Scargod realizes there's no way he's getting in from lane 1. Maybe he's going to try his luck on lane 2. Can he do it though? Kappa taps away as well, and they're all just falling apart one by one by one. Knight Rider with the op, 25 HP. Nothing happening for him. It's a flawless round 2 for Global Esports. So far, both the teams have gotten off a round in the attacking side of overtime. Can Force One do it again, or will Global Esports step up this time and shut down this area?
Yeah, I mean, if they can pull down the shutters on the B entrance, they can actually pull this off, because they have the defenses. Yeah. They have Kappa, who can bring in the Odin, and they have Alex too, who has been very crucial with the op as well. Now though, what does Force One do? They line up on the A side. Astral Stars pretty much on the aggressive front of the entrance. Hellranger, a quick flash and a quick peek as well. Not connecting the shot, but Knight Rider is in a very advanced position. Lightning Fast will kill it. Will fall back. Yes, he will. Nice. He doubles up on it. Beautiful stuff right there. Quick astral form, quick stars deployed. They want to shut down the gates on the entrance, and that is what they do. Shivi will try to breach that with the drone, but I don't think the information is going to help. Will shake down Vinery. That's about it. They need to look for other options, but do they have those options? Alex T watching down where his lines of sight has been blocked with the smoke, but he still has a player that has been tagged. He can push up. He can get Scargod, but I don't think he's going to overaggress that much. RVK is still trying to make something happen in mid, but 3v5 is so difficult.
Also, you gotta realize that Lightning Fast is already pushed out of B mains. The drone on Kappa also revealed that nobody from Force One Esports was present over there. But that was a few seconds ago. Now we have the spike outside of B. But what good is the spike gonna do on B when most of his teammates are dying on other parts of the map? Shivi needs to sell this fake. They know Shivi is over here, and they are hoping that they
30
can
seconds
buy
left.
enough room for Scargod to make his way inside the B side. He's only going to be facing Skills over here, so if he wins this 1v1, he can actually go for the plant, but Skills just needs to buy some time. There isn't enough time left. There's only 20 seconds. He needs to wait for his teammates to come in. He cannot afford to give away his life to Scargod. And he's running out of options. He drops down into the water, and Scargod tries to go for the plant. Skills executes him. Global Esports finish this game 2-0. But my, oh my, I have to tip my hat to Force One Esports if I was wearing one right now. They pushed Global Esports to their limits. I have never seen Global Esports struggle this much. And this was indeed a match worthy of a grand finale.
Yes, this was a match of biblical proportions and we were delivered content. I mean, this is Force One Esports, right? A lot of people might say that, oh, this is a team that probably had a good run in the upper brackets, no such tough teams in the competition, no tier 1 proper Valorant teams being faced. But now, they show you why they're here. They show their worth. They push Global Esports to the limit. They push them to the edge of the cliff. They were almost tumbling down both the maps to overtimes, to double overtime.
Yeah.
Step for step, punches for punches, jabs for jabs, Force One matched everything which Global Esports had. But at the end of it all, it was Global Esports who triumphed. And again, Force One, with the kind of performance they showed us, I feel they deserve another shot, and they will get another shot in the next game.
Yeah, they're gonna get another shot, this time against Samurai Esports. They pushed Global to their limit, and this proves that they are good on Ascent. Ascent happens to be one of the strongest maps of Samurai Esports, and if Force One can match Global Esports on Ascent, I am very sure they can give Samurai a run for their money. But there was one thing that I noticed about this game. I'm going to point it out later. For now, take a look at what's on our hands right now. Global Esports already in the grand finals. They have a minimum of $2,500 secured in the kitty. Maybe they can go for $5,000 again if they win the finals. But for now, the next match that we're going to be witnessing is Samurai versus Force One Esports. This is the lower bracket finals. The team that loses this one finishes third in the tournament with a prize of $1,000. The team that wins this goes up into the grand finals once again, where they will have a chance to exact revenge against Global Esports. But there is one thing though. Usually in overtimes, like every time out of the 3 out of the 4 rounds of overtime, every team who was on the attacking side went towards the B side.
Yeah.
Force One Esports took a big risk by committing their eggs towards A. Yeah, sure, they tried to send the spike towards the B side later on as a little sneaky beaky attempt while Shiva was buying him room. But again, it just proves that in overtime, the B side is more preferable to these teams. If we see Ascent again and if it goes to overtime, I hope that they realize which side is easier to attack, which side is easier to defend. But I guess that's the kind of breakdown that we will do in the next game. Force One Esports losing 2-0, but the 2-0 scoreline does not do justice to the amount of fight that Force One Esports put up. Like, both the games into overtime, the second one into double overtime. It's just so good. And now Force One Esports are up against Samurai Esports. They're going to take a little bit of break. They'll take some time to recompose themselves, to reset themselves, and then hopefully put up a good fight against Samurai Esports.
Yeah. Samurai Esports on that part as well. They've had a very good run in the lower bracket. They defeated the likes of, I don't know, Godlike and others. So they are in prime position to win this one. But Force One coming off on the back of such a hard-fought loss to Global Esports, I guess sets them up perfectly, warms them up to the challenge face in front of them, and that's going to be Samurai Esports. What's going to happen? Only time is going to tell. But for sure, you know it, you're going to get a third place finish at the end of the day. It's going to be either Force One or it's going to be either Samurai Esports. We don't know. Neither does the audience, neither does the players. At the end of the game of it all, we're going to find one.
Yep, ladies and gentlemen. So up next is Force One versus Samurai. We're gonna take a little short break before we head into that game, so you guys can go get some lunch, get some snacks, and prepare for the next game while the players take a little breather. We'll see you on the other side. You guys are watching the Pro Series Valorant, brought to you by AORUS and AMD.